from those Impala Islands, going across the top of Las Leones Macera, just dumping off at the wall just to the north of Villa del Mar. So there's your flight path. We'll pay attention on where these teams jump. Let's see. Let's scroll on in on my screen so I can see where everybody is going. We do have Straight On Nepal headed over to their Impala jump, but it looks like they have a team with them. Yes, they do. Balense with Team 18, the Vitality Pros. Look at this. He's headed off this way where the rest of his team are going down to the southern side. So it might be interesting to see what Balense does. We do have another little front coming on in with a rain front coming in with ice. We got some sleet over here, guys. We got rain with the ice elves, and it looks like they're separating out, but I feel like Charisse may have some problem over on this side. It looks like Vitality Pros went ahead and went further north. Charisse trying to get those shots. Oh, Charisse. I'm so sorry, Charisse, and it does look like we might be able to get Charisse picked back up. We do have Migs over here, so we'll hope for that. We've got three teams headed on over towards Picado. So let's see what Mig's gonna be able to do. He does have him pushing right up underneath him. Yeah, oh, he's trying to get on over and get that elimination onto Charisse. Hopefully Migs can do something. He's got the Tommy gun. He's got that UMP, and Mikey coming right up and around. Look at that, Mikey right on top of Charisse, right out that window. Ooh, Migs gets him down to about 2 HP, and that rain ice mix is going off, and now we've got Team Control Star also in the fight with Origins. Havoc, whoa, already getting some of those knocks as well. So we'll have to switch on over, find out what is happening. Let me see if I can find that while we watch this for just a minute. We do have all those teams. We've got so many teams in a fight at the moment. Let me see what's going on over in Bogota. We have the Space Esports over with Team 9 Yemna Glazers. And also Zone 0 Zenith over here as well. Space Esports. I only see a duo for them, and they're pretty separated over in Picado. So it looks like Rain's going to be able to get them picked back up. Let me show you what's happening over in Picado. We do have a push-up coming up from Team 9, the Yemna Glazers. They are getting really close to Space Esports. And then let's see what else is happening on the rest of the map. So we also had that fight on down here with Rain Esports. So let me see if I can get Rain Esports onto this. We'll do the side by side since we're already on Rain. Let's get on over here towards, let's see what's happening. Oh, I was trying to click on somebody else and I already forgot where I was going. So let's see, we got a fight between the Golden Eagles right up and over here. We're on Havoc. Whoa, as Havoc is over here with Team 14, the Golden Eagles NA, and they've got, it looks like Team Control Star in that background as well. Havoc is pushing right up and oh, he was able to get a knock onto Wano Sure, and now we're trying to get him picked back up. We got Shu Young picking him up. We got 22 coming right up and in. So now let's see what else is happening. We did get Charisse picked up over here, and let's see what's happening with the secret. It looks like A777, the jackpot, was taken on out, but we do have Mikey coming up on the off angle, trying. Oh, he is right above them. So we still have, it looks like we're gonna have to try to get Golden Eagle Geo picked back up. So we do have Geo on the same team with Shu Young and Havoc. So we'll keep an eye on what's happening over here with Team Control Star on your right. And we've got the Ice Elves right on top of Rain. So 20. Ooh, let's see what's going on with Havoc. Havoc is up to 3 eliminations. Will Havoc get this? Will he get the squad wipe? He is still trying to come in. No, there are still 2. There's still 2 over here for Team Control Star. And now Shu Young does get knocked. So we'll keep an eye on that. We still have Mikey up here on top of this as well. Let me go ahead and put this back up here. Skittles finds Havoc. Oh, Havoc. Let's go on. Let's see what's happening with Shu Young, because Shu is down to about 5 HP as Team Control are coming up and around. And now, there goes Gio. No, Giovanni is taken on out. So, Skittles with a 4-piece. And I'm not sure if that was all onto the Golden Eagles NA, but we'll go ahead and no, I can't do it on the screen, so let's go. Let's see what else is happening. I'm gonna go ahead and put this map screen up here, see what we can see. We still have to fight over here between the ice. Hello everyone, and happy Sunday night. I hope you guys had an amazing Valentine's Day weekend. The weekend of love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Alright, let's get through these slots. We are in week 10 of the NABS Winter Finals, the North America's best stars. Let's get through these slots. In slot 3, to be announced. Slot 4 are the Chosen. Slot 5, Socrates Esports. Slot 6, Velocity with Finial. Slot 7, Yamnug Lasers. Slot 8 are the Roaring Dragons. Slot 9, Apex Predators, the top of the food chain. Slot 10, Mad Esports, a low noob. 11, the Infinity Reapers. Slot 12, Exceed. Slot 13, Team Entity. 14, almost there. 11, 15, straight out of Brazil to here for us, straight out of Nepal. 16, they are also on tonight's thumbnail. 16, Royal 7, 17, Blizzard Esports. 18 are the 7 Deadly Sins. I want to see you guys in my chat screaming out for Gil like you do every week. 19, Pew Pew. 20, Feta bomb. I'm sure Ghost Main would love the way I changed that up. Alright, boys. So, welcome in, everyone. We are getting ready to have 5 insane matches. I don't know if you guys noticed last week's scores, but wow, they were right there, neck and neck at the end. To be announced, also a team out of Brazil just into here. These teams are getting set up, guys. They're testing all their rotations, their new drop spot ideas, the angles for PMSL Spring. We have PMGO. We have PMWC 2026. Ooh, I got goose pimples. These boys are fighting. They are just They are so filled with skill already, and now they are just filing down those rough edges, getting that synergy built up. I am so excited to see where we go in 2026. Let's go. We are 1 minute past hard start. Let me see what I'm missing. Make sure I'm not missing anything. And nope, they're just doing a last ping for it looks like Feta is missing one player. We're pretty packed though. I did see 2 be announced coming in there. Oh, there they are. There they are. So we do have one from Socrates. There is Phoebe. Phoebe, our beautiful host and scorer. So she's going to be super busy tonight, guys. So make sure you give her some love and let her know that we appreciate everything she is juggling just for us. So shout out to Phoebe. All right, here we go. Match number 1. Let me put that up there. And I haven't decided who we should jump with yet. Which team do you guys want to see? You guys have to let me know in the chat. Who are you thinking's going to win tonight? To be announced has been so incredibly strong. They have such strong fraggers. Hello, Chago YouTube. I almost said Chago. Go, Gotti. Let's just go with Claus. We'll make it easy. He's already on my screen. Already there. You know it's going to be sweaty whenever I start the match off with Claus. And both of my devices have decided to put him up there. So that's where we're going. Besides, we gotta see what we can see. Alright, let's go. We have 8 seconds before tonight's first of 5 light pass. Erangel, Miramar, Rondo, Miramar, Erangel. So here we go. We're coming in from that eastern side, just over Milta Power, going across the top of Milta, the east and west bridge gas station compounds, over Ferry Pier, and just skimming that north side uppermost. Any AFKs I think should be dumped off in the water. They might end up on that land, just at that little tiny peninsula, but we'll see. I think if we have any AFKs, they're probably going in the water. Now, let me scroll on in and find out what's going on with this early jump. We do have Blizzard Esports headed over towards Lipovka. We got the 7 Deadly Sins jumping with Team 16. The Royal 7 straight out of Nepal in their Milta drop. Very normal. Socrates headed down to Novo. We also have 2 other teams, though, headed towards that military base island. We do have Feta headed on over there, and I think this guy over here in Feta may have some trouble with the Infinity Reapers, because he is jumping over here right there with them. We have 2 be announced landing right on top of a Pew Pew. Claus getting on down, so let's see if Claus is going to run him on over, because you know he wants to. We all know this. And our first zone pops, and we're going all the way to that northeast. We still have Kameshki up there. We've got Milta Power in it. Just to the north side of Milta and all the way around Rozhok. So let me go ahead and put this on up here. And let's see. Ooh, Claus. Ooh, they've already got a knock onto Pew Pew. So now Claus coming on in. And oh, he's behind you, Claus. Ooh. It's already going over to that West Farm area. Claus does have an SLR. I'm sure he's not super thrilled to have a sniper first off. But here comes the rest of his team coming up and in. And so now it was Blaze that was able to get that first elimination. Let me go ahead and put that map screen back up there so we can figure out where the rest of them are. rest of our teams are. We do have a couple of teams over here. Team Entity. It does look like we've got one over here. Right. Oh, I'm not saying that on stream, guys. I'm not saying that on stream. Right over here with the Glazers. So let's get on over here and find out what is happening on over here. Oh, and he goes down, the Glazers. But here comes the rest of Team Entity coming up and around. We've got ASOP and Left coming right up and in. ASOP. Oh, ASOP does get knocked, so now we are down to just the Left. Ooh, the Left is able to get him. So now we got a three-piece over here onto the Glazers. And the Glazers, it does look like the last one's still standing. Maybe coming right up and over with a... Oh. Alright. Well, there's that. So Left was able to get that. And, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what you get for that name. There, I said it. That's what I said. I said what I said. Alright, so now let's see what else is going on. Oh, does look like To Be Announced is pulling away. Let's see, did I miss the fight with the rest of them? No, I did not. Alright, I had to check in on that, guys. I had to check. And go Blizzard! Alright, let's get on over to Blizzard. Oh, my chat. There we go. There you have it. They're all doing just fine over here. Oh, it's you. Shago. Go Blizzard. In my chat and on my screen. There we have it. So, let's go. We do have, I'll keep an eye on the screen, so I do think we're going to have a fight. Yeah, Gil's already in a fight too for the 7 deadly sins. Let me see if I can find where Gil is now. I think he's right on over here next to the Pew Pews. Pew Pews having some issues coming on in. Let me see where, oh, they're chasing him down. And what you doing, Gil? What you doing? Oh, you going to pick up Jerry? And yeah, get him off the back of that buggy. Let's go. So they are chasing him on down. We do have a team right on top of them, but it looks like they're gonna go ahead and take over prison as the rest of Pew Pews are headed up. They're gonna end up right in between Team 16. Royal 7 are on a very large 2-2 split, and so we might have a fight up in here. Let's head on over here and find out what's going on with Pew Kyo. Looks like he's paying attention. He knows that he's got some neighbors not too far away, so they're keeping an eye on them. They know that they've been rotated near. And let's see what else I can tell you. Oh, we're gonna have some issues down on onto the East Bridge as well. Let's head on down to the East Bridge. It's not what I meant to hit. Let's see what's going on right on over here with Socrates right here on top of, I believe, the Infinity Reapers coming in across the northern side of Military Island. So let's see what else is happening. We still have all this chaos going on up in that north side as well. So we'll have, I should say, Central Zone. And it looks like Blaze is paying attention to the team that's in the school, but the rest of his team is not too far away from Team 8, the Roaring Dragons. So the Infinity Reapers coming right up and in now too, straight out of Nepal. KC going down. We do have XP3 over here getting some knocks across the way. And I think I saw one of them coming right up and in. I think it was Spence. No, Spence is back here. We might be able to get KC picked back up. Let's go. XP3 is the one that's sitting right on over here. And here comes XP3 on that seat swap, trying to get those shots up and in onto the Infinity Reapers. Wolf is able to get rags, and so now here comes the last one from the Infinity Reapers right across the way. It is Bob across the way. Let's see what's going on over here. I think he's going to go swimming. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing, but he is not in a good spot. Right underneath all four of them from straight out of Nepal, because he's not going to be able to get up this ridge. He's going to have to figure something. Oh, and Wolf on that angle. Wolf is able to get him down to about half health, and now here they come right up on top of him, and right there taking those shots. Spence is down to about 5 HP, and here comes the drive over, the jump out, the seat flopping Spence. Oh, Spence is taken out, but straight out of Nepal, up to 4 eliminations. So now, let's see what else. Let me go ahead and put that map screen up there. Our zone's about ready to pop. And we do have, we are still going to the north. We still have Stubber, those North Shore Stubber communities all up in there and going down around Yasnaya, but we do have a cluster of teams. Cielo, member for 4 months. Thank you so much, Cielo, for all your support, being a mod, being a member. Beautiful soul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what do we have over here? We've got almost there. 7, but 11, where are you? Oh, he is getting his nose into everything over here. He has got the Roaring Dragons, and I know that there was Mad Esports not too far away from all this as well. Looks like 7 but 11 got through all that, but we do have Feta trying to come on through as well. Roaring Dragons, yes, and he's coming right up and in. Corona having issues with the car and all the teams right up and around him, and he gets found by almost there Wolf knocked and thirsted. So let's go. Let me see what else is happening. We still have the chaos over here. Let's go on over here. We do have Wiz coming right up and in onto Team 10. Mad Esports over here in East Roz. Look at this. Here comes the Roaring Dragons. Called out in my chat. So let's go on and find. How about Rashab? You need to call out one of them so that we know who to pay attention to. It looks like they're going to try to get over towards this western Yasnaya bridge. Rashad just barely. Oh, and Mad Esports Millie getting him out of that buggy. Let's go. Golu. Let's see what's going on with him. It does look like he's paying attention across the way. I do think they might be able to get this res. Nope. He is taken out by Millie. Millie does not miss those shots. Let's check in on Millie. See what Millie is doing from the roof. And now straight out Nepal in a fight with Socrates down on this east bridge again. Straight out of Nepal, XP3 has been knocked. So now it is up to Wolf and KC. So let's go and check in on Socrates. Sandu has been knocked. Then we did lose White Hat. So now we are down to just the shooter. The shooter is trying to get this res off as here comes straight out of Nepal. I hear the hovercraft. I think it's a hovercraft or it might be the plane. Tryout. Oh, the chosen tryout is taken out. It looks like he might have jumped out of that vehicle too soon. Shooter does get Sandu picked back up, but it is a 2v3 over here now. We did get XP3 back up onto his feet. You can see that he is headed on over as well. So now here comes Wolf. Wolf coming right up and around Asta. What is happening with the Chosen going out to the blue zone? Shooter picking up these nades, throwing the nades over towards XP3 and Wolf. He just saw Wolf, and now look at that. We also have a knock on 2 to be announced from Velocity. So Shooter down to about 20 HP, does nade a wolf, but we've got KC in the background. KC on that off angle, trying to get those shots. We've got XP3 on the other side. KC getting ready to throw this nade. He does have vision, and this nade could devastate. What a nade! Both of them taken out by KC. We got straight on the Paul up to 7 eliminations. So now let's go ahead and scroll on in. We did have a couple of fights going on. Let's see if we can figure out where all the fights are. I see a fight right here with the Pew Pews. I see some action going on over in Yasnaya. I see a troll. Are you a troll? 7'11" with all the mad esports right on top of you. Yes, you are. You are a troll. So now let's see what is happening with the Pew Pews. So Pew right up here on top of Team 9, the Apex Predators. So they are coming right up and in, and these teams are in zone. There goes one from the Apex Predator. And as soon as this fight, let's see, I see 2B announced coming up and around. Ooh! What a shot from behind. That was from almost there, but we do have 2B announced straight across. So almost there, Kaiser. Kaiser coming right up and in onto this third party. Let me put this map screen up there. Give you guys an idea where everyone is. We do have straight on the Paul coming into zone from Milta. They're probably gonna come straight up from the south. I don't want you guys to miss the rotations in case you never know, you might learn something. And we are still going to the north side of Yasnaya, just to this south side of Stabler, southwest of Stabler. So we do have, let's see, it looks like we got the Chosen. Sheng is over here. He is a solo. I don't know what happened with Chosen when they were coming in, but they did have some issues with the blue zone. So we'll have to work on that, Chosen. Get out of zone. Alright, so we got to be announced up at the hilltop. They're doing just fine, but they do have Velocity uphill from them. Velocity may have to come down, but Velocity has a lot of coverage coming down, whereas all these teams in Yasnaya, if it shifts to the north, they're going to have this wide open space with teams like to be announced, Velocity, the Apex Predators, and we do have almost there, locking down this western edge. Straight on the Paul is wrapping up and around. They may end up right in the lap of to be announced. Alright, so we got 7 deadly sins in a fight, but I'm not exactly sure where they are. I feel like we might have a fight over here when, oh, somebody just knocked one of them from straight on the Paul on that rotation. Unknown! GG's unknown member. I see you. So now let's see what's going on with straight out of Nepal. No, they can't pick up XP3. They do have the attention of to be announced, but as they're doing that, Velocity is also paying attention. We've got Gamma over on this side, right up on top of the Apex Predators. Gamma getting ready to throw the nades right up and over, and ooh, that nade taking him down to about half health. But let's go. Let's keep checking in on what is happening on the rest of it. We still have Chosen Shing in the water in the Dragon's Head, so we'll see if he can get on out of there before the zone moves on him. We do have the 7 deadly sins still coming up right over here behind to be announced. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to push up and in, but they've got straight out of Nepal down to the south of them. And our zone is getting ready to pop. We've got less than a minute. So when it pops, I'll go ahead and show you where we're going. I think I can get that in there better for you guys before I get this straight up. Jerry down to about 5 HP, and I am happy to tell you that all of our teams are out of the blue. Oh, that nade by Salty, nasty nade right on in on top of him. Jerry trying to get on out of there, but he is a casualty. To be announced. Here's your better idea of the map. Let me know if one of these 12 teams are your teams that you want to check in on. And oh, we did shift up there. We shifted up to this north side, just what I was afraid of. Now, all these teams that are down here in Yasnaya, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. 5 teams in Yasnaya, and they've got to go across this wide open space right up and into KC. KC looking on down at all of them that will be coming right up and in. And looking straight out on the Paul, we got Wolf on the western edge, KC to the south, and then let's see what else is going on there on a 2-2 split. Let's get back on over here and find out what is happening as Team 12 comes up and around. Exceed in the hovercraft. Trying to mow on down. Trying to mow all these players down with the hovercraft. Woo, Bimmy. Bimmy able to get one of them taken out. Portia taken down and out. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Nice try, Roaring Dragons. Oh, thank you so much. Amit Singh, thank you. Alright, guys, let's go. Let's get back into this. Let me show you what's happening on the movements. So we still have all these teams coming up and in from Yasnaya. They are coming into the bigger teams. They are coming up into straight out of Nepal. They are coming up into to be announced. And almost there, we have them all right up in here. The Apex Predators right below Velocity. We all know that Velocity and Nuxify is absolutely crazy snipers. So let's see what's happening right on over here. Let's check in on Swayze. Oh, maybe not Swayze. Let's find another person to check it on. Let's check it out. Blood coming right up and in onto Noob from Mad Esports, and then Kaiser Blizzard over on that western edge coming into almost there. All these heavy teams up in the northern cliffs right here, holding it down, stopping these teams that all hunkered into Yasnaya from coming up this wide open hilltop. And we still have them going to the north. We still have to be announced holding on to this compound. There you go. So now Blood trying to throw those nades right up and over into Salty, but you can see that we've got Velocity still to the north side, and our zone's getting ready to pop again. Let me show you the new zone as we go further north. Yes, we do. It's pretty central though, but we are still going into these cliff sides. And if you look at the mini map, we are right here with to be announced. We've got Team 12 Exceed on the top. We've got Velocity, Mad Esports right on down below. We still have straight out of Nepal over here, Millie from East Raz with that shot across that bank, across the bridge, still coming up and in. We did lose QQ. So now let's go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit more. It looks like Velocity coming right up and in onto the Alpha. Oh, and there goes the Apex Predators. And now we are back over onto team to be announced. We lost Claus. We lost Judges. Blaze living up to his name, being the candle in the wind, guys. So now Blaze is surrounded. Absolutely surrounded. Straight out of Nepal. Wolf with that nade up into the Witcher Tower. So now to be announced, down to just Salty. And so let's go. Let's see what's going on with Team Entity. Team Entity, also a solo, right here behind, straight out of Nepal. And they are still coming up and along this cliffside. We do have all the chaos and angles. Let me show you on this iPad what I mean by the chaos and angles. So we've got Entity, straight out in Nepal, almost there, still going up this hill. We got straight out in Nepal, Velocity, and to be announced, Mad Esports, all right in here. And I don't know why that won't get off of there, so let's try this again. It's just a glitch, guys. I can't get it off the screen. So let's go. So here are the cliff sides. Here are your teams. Everyone fighting for that angle. So now let me get you back into the action so that you can see these teams are still fighting, still trying to get these shots. Entity deep, trying to get the shots up on the Mad Esports, just up from them. So the angle of this. Leo trying to get out of that. Leo gets found by the nade by KC. KC from straight out of Nepal, launching that nade up these cliff sides. So let's see what else is happening. Let's get on back over to that western end. See what they are doing. Coming right up and look at the terrain that they get to work with. It is much better than some of these absolutely flatland pieces they've had to deal with in the past couple of weeks, where it's been nothing, not even a tractor or a haystack for them. So now let's see what's going on over here. Right at that south side. Salty is up there in a fight. Let's see if we can see what Salty is doing. Trying to hold off the push by Velocity, and Salty on fire. Trying to get those shots with the DBS, and here comes another Molly. He is able to get that heel off and comes right out into the S12. And look at this, doesn't even catch up to who got him with the S12. We are down to the top 4 teams. Millie with the nade. Millie coming out of that East Raz. Come on, Nick. There we go. Millie coming right up and in. Why is it still stuck there? There we go. KC right over here, still in the fight with almost there, coming up the ridge line as well. But KC still with the two nades. Let's get on over here. There you go. 6 nades still with him, and he is keeping an eye on almost there is coming right up this ridge line. We still have 4 teams in this. And let me see if I can get this right up and over here. I don't know why this is stuck on my screen. There we go. Let me get that off of there. Let me put this up on the map screen so that you guys can at least see what is happening. We have Velocity at the top of the hill, still in zone. We've got almost there, straight out of Nepal, and we have one more. No, we are down to the top 3 teams, straight out of Nepal, almost there, and all 4 of them from Velocity. So now let's go ahead and get our 2 duos on here. Again, 2 solos. There we go. 2 solos coming right up and in. Onto KC able to get the 1 knock with the DBS. I think it was S12. There it is. There it is on our screen, the S12. And we still have Velocity coming right up and over onto Team 14. Almost there. 7 but 11 now also getting pushed up and in on by Gamma. Gamma right in front of them. So KC taking down Billy, and so KC is now up to 5 elimination. We still have the 2 solos versus a trio, and KC has those sight lines up the hill, and Gamma is still right in front of 7 but 11. Ooh, 7 but 11 has to push up and in. He's down to about 1 HP. He's going to have to heal up, and I'm not sure who found him, but I believe it was one of them up at the top of the hill. Either Nuxify or Chips. Gamma is still right there in front of him, and I think Gamma is keeping his head down. Does 7 but 11 know that Gamma is right in front of him? KC paying attention across the top of the map. KC also knows that 7 but 11 is creeping up and around the edges. They know where each other are. Almost. KC just on this north side, fighting with the slope of these hills. And now we are in stage 9. We no longer have a zone, so it's just going to close on up. So it's time to eat all the boost, the injections, and KC gets found by 7 but 11. Let's check in on Gamma boy. Gamma up to 7 eliminations, and there goes 7 but 11. And there we have it, guys. Coming in first, Velocity. 15 eliminations, 10 placement points, 25 total points for this very first Erangel match of tonight. Coming in second, almost there with 6 eliminations in straight. Out of Nepal coming in third with 10 eliminations. G top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, 16 through 18. Going all out. Velocity Gamma. 7 eliminations, 793 damage. So when we come back, Phoebe will have some live scores for us. A brand new room. Shout out to Phoebe for trying to get all of this together. She's doing all the hard work tonight, guys. And we will be headed into match number 2 of the North America's Best Stars Winter Finals Week 10. Be right back. And rain, the sleet storm coming on in. We still got this chaos going on down here in, ooh, Fangs. Fangs is in trouble. Fangs is on fire. So we got Fangs and Chico over here as well. So let me go ahead and put that on the side-by-side. Try to get that. Oh, Mikey. Mikey gets that knock over onto Charissa. Now Rain Esports down to a solo player. Right on down below. It's just up to Miggs. Miggs is the last one still standing. And let's get on over to Chico as they're coming up and through from the Ice Elves, right out and around. Miggs is able to get one of them knocked, so now they're still coming right up and in. But the Ice Elves finishing off a Rain Esports. So now let's go ahead and get that map screen up. Let me show you where we are going, because our zone did pop. I don't think, there we go. And let's get on over to the fight that's going on. It looks like Chico is heading on out of Picado. But we do have the Zone 0 Zenith. I have to say that very slow. But look at Jose across the way. Let's see what kind of eyes he's got across onto the Zone Zero Zenith. Zone Zero Zenith. And he's trying to get those shots with that M249. Let's go. He's up to 2 eliminations, and you can see that we are headed all the way up to that La Gabaria area. Crater Field, semi-center zone, and our zone should pop in. We are going just to the south side of the Oasis. You can see that we still have the Oasis in this. We're going north of San Martin and east of Crater Field. So there you go. Let me check in on my map, see what else is happening. And we still have the fight, the Habibi over here behind the wall. And look at this. They're Habibi not making it easy. Not making it easy at all. And it does look like we're going to go ahead and head on out for the Yamna Glazers. So now let's go. And we do have Space Esports. Chico's still headed to the north. We've got another fight going on up here. Let's head on over into this fight. Find out what's happening between Team 6, the Bahati Demons. They are right over here with Phase 9. Phase 9, straight across the street. We have Chaos, Ghost, Salty, and Chapo. The other Salty, I told you we had 2 Salties tonight. There we go. Salty number 1 and Salty number 2. Let's check in on the Cobra. You're going to strike fast and deadly, Cobra. Oh no, Team Control Star having some issues with the play zone, trying to get on into zone. Let's see, they're over there by the Yamna Glazers as well. So they did come up and in, and one of them from Yamna Glazers is able to take out one of them from Team Control Star. Team Control Star down to just a duo. So Ghost up on that up on the top of that roof does have a sight line down onto the Cobra, and it looks like Chapo's going to be able to go ahead and get that elimination. Leo is in trouble now. They are all pushing up and around over here onto Leo, as we do have Socrates off in the distance as well. I just saw a Socrates with that. Ooh, here they come on in. Oh, Leo, I'm sorry, Leo. Let's find out what's going on with Habadi himself. Let's see. Pahadi. I cannot get my mouth to work, guys. You guys know it already. Does not work when I try to make it. Alright, so we're down to just a duo for the Pahadi Demons. So let's see what else is happening. Let me go ahead and put that map screen up there. Give you guys an idea of where the rotations are. I'll zoom on out, let you see that there's nobody on this eastern edge. So we can come on in just a little bit more. We do have some teams coming in from that western edge, though. I'll bring that down just a little bit. There you go. And our zone does pop again. It's a donut zone. We are going just onto that northeast side or northwest side of the water treatment and all the hills up on that northern edge. So now the Bahati Demons do have to get on out of this blue zone, because it's going to start hurting fairly soon, so they need to save some of those meds and supplies for their fights. And you can see that we also have another team coming around that crater field. Oh, we got another fight right on down here. Let's see what's going on over here. To be announced. I just found someone in that anchor position, and I did miss who it was, but I do think it was one of them from over here. No, all 4 of them are still in it. 4 Team 7, the Akal Sahid is it? Oh, my mouth. It never works. We got straight out Nepal over here in a fight. Let's see who is it with. Region 8 Gaming. KC just lasering him right on out of that vehicle. Truba going up and over that wall with the car, trying to get the jump over the wall. The car a little bit stuck, but hopefully one of the other ones, Melee or PPIRC. I'm not sure what that even says. We'll just call you C. So we got Son. Ooh, Mikey. Mikey getting found by one of them from straight out of Nepal. Let's see what's going on with KC as he comes up and around, because he's also got the Yamna Glazers coming up right behind him as well. And he's paying attention to what's happening on that edge of the zone. He is right here himself on the southeast side. Let me go ahead and put this map up there, give you guys an idea how congested the zone really is. We do have a lot of teams in the zone, but we've got a lot of teams still out in the blue as well. Hopefully, whichever team you are watching for, hopefully they're making it into zone. And who is that over here? Is that C? Yeah, C over here at the Hacienda del Patron, getting those shots down onto Team 9, the Yamna Glazers. And we do have a duo still standing for them, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to find an easy way out of the long barn. Welcome back, everyone, to North America's Best Stars Winter Finals Week 10. Coming in first, Velocity with 25 total points straight out of Nepal. Coming in second with 15, almost there at 12. And we are rolling into match number 2. This time we're going to be jumping with Velocity Gamma. 7 eliminations, 793 damage. So let's get into this match. I'll put these scores back up there until we load on in. Let me find Velocity Gamma on this one. Let me get the scores off of here and find Velocity Gamma. There you go. Last match, top fragger. And we do have another couple of seconds to go ahead and put the scores back up there in case you missed out on any of them. Here they are. We still have quite a few seconds left before we start match number 2. So here we go. The flight path going into our first Miramar matchup tonight. We're coming in from the Western Wasteland, just to the southwest of El Pozo, going across the top of Monte Nuevo, just to that southern edge of Picado, over the northern edge of Leones and Puerto Paricio. And there is your flight path. We are jumping with Velocity. So let me go ahead and check in on my screen, find out what's happening at the very start. We do have Blizzard Esports jumping with the Roaring Dragons. My mouth doesn't want to say that. And to be announced, Claws watching all that right in front of them. You can see that there's a lot of parachutes headed over towards this Western Wasteland wall. So it looks like the Roaring Dragons are going to be looking for some of those vehicles. And Blizzard headed over to that southern side of the trailer park, also looking for vehicles. Claude's getting that vehicle in that western edge of El Pozo. And let's go ahead and see what's going on over here by the power grid. San Martin team entity with Mad Esports and the Yamna Glazers. They are all coming into the San Martin area. It looks like Chumacero's pretty quiet. We've got the Pew Pews over there, but look at the southern side of Leones. We do have, looks like the Infinity Reapers are going to have a team. The Apex Predators dropping right on top of them. Let's get on over to Rags, see what Rags is looking at, because he does have a team right on top of him. And our first zone has popped. We're going over to that southeast edge. Very common first zone in our Miramar matches. So these teams already have this rotation down pretty good. And we have the first early fight with the Yamna Glazers. Let's see. Where is all of this going on? Is this over here? I believe. Yes, it is. So let me go ahead and put this up here. Give you an idea of what's happening. We got Mad Esports, 2 of them down. It looks like Pepsi. Pepsi is on a roll over here, so we'll give Pepsi some screen time. And we'll go the side by side over here. As Pepsi is trying to hold off the push. Oh, and Pepsi gets taken down by Entity Deep from across the way. Where is Deep over here? Deep is all the way over here, but we also have Mad Esports right on in here. Mad Esports still trying to come right up and in. Well, over here, Void is down to about 5 HP. Oh, and he gets taken down and out. Rags was getting pushed up and in onto the 5 stack. He's got him trying to get those coverage. He does get one of them, Marco from the Apex, but Rags is down to 5 HP, pulling out the shotty. Coming right up behind 90. 90 getting ready to keep them off of him. Supreme straight across, and you can see the Chosen up in the upper right hand corner. You guys can't, but I can. Let me show you really quickly on this. Up in that upper right hand corner, we still have the 3 teams coming up and in. 90 and Rags trying to get, Rags does get another one taken out. So 90 up to an elimination. Rags up to 2. Supreme is now the only one over here still. And now there goes Mad Leo, and now Mad is down to QQ and gets taken out by Team Entity. The left one up to 2 eliminations, and Deep up to an elimination. But now we do have San Martin completely cleared out. I'll go ahead and put this map screen back up so you guys can find out where your teams are. We do have teams all the way up to that northwest edge, and they've got a long way to go to get to zone. We'll have to pay attention. It is Blizzard Esports. They normally come across that northern edge all the way down to that eastern edge, and we'll just follow the roads on down. So it's pretty easy to figure out what they're gonna do, and I don't see a whole lot of issues with that route, but they are not that far away from the Roaring Dragons. All right, let's see what else is happening. Looks like Velocity is still over on that northern side of zone, and now the Chosen BMF going down. Chosen, let's see what's going on. We got Asta all the way across the way trying to get those shots. He's up on the construction site, so he's got to come on down. Tryout over on this edge. Tryout's not too far away from a couple of them from Team 11. So you can see on the mini map that he is still right on in here. And here comes the rest of them. Asta coming on through. And we do have Shing across the way also. We did lose BMF up on that ridge trying to get that off angle. And they were found by the Infinity Reapers. So now, let's see. Rags up to 3 eliminations. Ooh. Good thing he got it unstuck. He was able to get out of that spray. And now, look at this. We got some more fights going on. Let's get on over here. Find out what is happening. I know Corona may be able to get this. Oh, who found you? Almost there, Kaiser. Kaiser from across that way. Let's go and check in on Kaiser. Almost there. Down to just a duo. We lost Wolf and we lost Wiz, but we do have 7 but 11 having fun with the cliffside. So now Socrates also in a fight. Let's see Socrates over here. Where did I see Socrates last? Looks like they've left on me. Blizzard. Ooh, here you go, Emmett. So nope, they're looking for the Roaring Dragons. Who was looking for Blizzard? I can't remember now. There, Should go. There we go. Should go. There we go. Should go. And so, let's see. Dweezy. Hello, Dweezy. So now Blizzard. Ooh, Blizzard. Not Ling gets taken right on out. Gets sprayed out of that as the roaring dragons are coming right up behind. Blizzard still trying to get on in, and Golu is able to get an elimination, and we still have Socrates in that fight as well. So Socrates in the fight with Pew Pews. And where is that going on? That should be right on over here. They were over in this area, so let's see. I did lose them as well, but it looks like we've got the roaring dragons coming right up and in on top of Team Entity. And so look at this. We still have almost there the duo in another fight as well. Let me go ahead and put this map screen up there. We've got so many fights, and there they are up on that ridge line. The Blizzard Esports coming on in, and now our zone pops again, and we are still going over to this eastern edge. And I found Socrates. Let's see what's going on with Socrates. They are up to 4 eliminations, but the Pew Pew, I see him off in that distance. Let's check in on them. Pew Pew, are you the last Pew Pew? Yes, he is. So Pew Pew is a solo, trying to get on through, trying to stay away, but he is going to center zone. He is not trying that hard to get away from it all. We've got the Chosen down to just Asta and Shing now. They are over here still in Los Leones, so they need to move on out. They do need to get up into zone. We are headed into zone 3. And while we do that, I'm going to check the map. Yeah, we can scroll this map in quite a bit more to give you guys a better idea of what is happening. I do see that Pew is having some problems up in that center zone compound. So let's get on over to Pew as Socrates comes right up and in onto him. Pew down to about 20 HP. And here they all come. We've got the sticky bombs going off, and there's still Asta from the Chosen gets taken down and out. So now the Chosen down to 1 HP. Pew Pew trying to hold off the 4-man push from Socrates. All 4 of them from Socrates still standing, but we've got straight out of Nepal Spence over watching all of this happening right on down below. So now we do have Blizzard Esports. Blizzard Esports once again in a fight right on over here. Let's check in on what is happening with the 7 Deadly Sins. Blizzard Esports Nova coming right up and in onto Porsche. Let's see, it looks like Benny Wall. I'm sorry, Benny Wall. So now let's go. Hello, Gil. I want to see all this support for the 7 Deadly Sins. You guys never disappoint. So now, let's see what else is going on. We do still have the Chosen coming in. Got the Infinity Reapers. And it looks to me like almost there, this duo maybe gatekeeping all these teams that are trying to come out of Leones. They know that there are at least 2 teams coming out. You can see that the Infinity Reapers, Samar, coming right up and around. We got 7 but 11 paying attention, and now I just saw Chima. Oh, here they come right up and in onto almost there. Almost there did place themselves right here along this pathway. And let's get on over here and find out what is happening with Team 16. The Royal 7 also over here in a fight 7 but 11 trying to hold off the Infinity Reapers as the Infinity Reapers come up and around. You can see the Royal 7 Chima going down. So now the Royal 7 down to just Derek. Derek is the last one still standing as Team 6 is coming up and in velocity. The last match winners. Winners of 25 points for that first match. And now we have to be announced in a fight with the Roaring Dragons. So we've got fights going off everywhere. Let me see. Can the solo get on out of there? We got Derek trying to get away from all of that chaos. And we also had the fight. And let's see, who was it? Was it Salty? Yes, it was Salty. Salty no longer in that fight. So, ooh, maybe not. He is headed straight for the Roaring Dragons. So let's get on over to the Roaring Dragons. Well, let's go. Let's stay here because we do have the two fights going off. We'll see if Salty drives right up and into the Roaring Dragons. Hello, Pahadi. Pahadi Ahmed. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get the Roaring Dragons onto our screen. Let's see what's happening over here. We're down to just a duo now. We have Rashab right here also. Also standing is Golu. So Golu's still going too. So those are the only two that are still standing for the Roaring Dragons over here. They are not that far away. It does look like to be announced has pulled back just a little bit. But oh, there goes Team 16, the Royal 7 taken out. But straight out of Nepal, still coming up on top of Socrates Esports. Socrates Esports, Sandhu has been knocked. Looks like they're going to try to get him picked back up Punjab, trying to get that going on. And we do have an off angle over here by White Hats. So let's see what's going on. 7-11 able to get another knock onto the Infinity Reapers. The Infinity Reapers rags up to 4 eliminations coming out of Leones. He is trying to pay attention to almost there up on that ridge line. And you can see off in the distance there is someone trying to get him in his sight line from Exceed. So we do have Exceed all right in here as well. Now let's go ahead and put this map screen up there, give you guys an idea of where we are pushing right up and in. I think all of our teams are right here. Yes, they are. So we can just focus on this part of the map now. I think I have all your teams in here. This is all water. So there you go. I think there you go. So now let's go. Let's go ahead and find out where our next fight is. We do have another donut zone. So now let's go to this north side. Let's check in on Entity. Team Entity coming in from the north as well. You can see that they are all still setting up, but we've got several teams, if you look, doing the edge zone sweep. Oh, deep. That's not a very good place to get stuck. Oh, there you go. Back it up. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. Alright, so we do have Claws. It looks like Claws over here may also be trying to gatekeep the Roaring Dragons from coming in. He knows that there's a team right behind him, but it looks like he is going back. Velocity Gamma. Velocity Gamma does get a knock. Let's get on over here. Get the last match top fragger up on the screen. He is up to 2 eliminations. He was coming right up in there onto Team Entity. He sees Entity. What a shot by Gamma. Right up onto, I think that was Entity Ace at the top of that hill. Gamma's still trying to push up and in, still trying to hold him off. And there goes Rags. Rags goes out to the play zone. We are in stage 4. So these teams do have to really start paying attention to the zone damage as well. And now Gamma, a little late on this push, but they did. Oh, Gamma down to 1 HP is all of them from Velocity, trying to push right up the hill onto Entity at the top of the hill. The right goes down. Ooh, and we're down to just the left. The left one's still standing. The left one coming up in the Golden Murano. Now it looks like he's going to go ahead and head right on over into the Roaring Dragons. So now let's see what we can do for Team Entity at this northern edge. We do have 4 teams down at the south. We got straight on the Paul. Let me go check in on the spotlight. We'll put the spotlight down here on Exceed, trying to get those angles across the way onto almost there and straight out on the Paul. Plus we've got another team coming up and right behind them. That is the Apex Predator. And look at this, I believe he's a solo coming right up and around. So let's check in on Supreme. Coming out of Leones after all those fights. Still making his way right along this edge. And just going to keep right on. Ooh! Nope, he went out to the play zone. So Exceed, even though they got him down to 1 HP, the play zone taking him out. So our zone does pop again. Let me go ahead and put that new zone up there. You can see that we still have the fights going on in the edge zone. So the edge sweeps, we do have Rashab over here in a fight with 2B. Now it's Golu. Here you guys go for, the nade. We saw that nade coming right up and over the top. Salty and Claws. Another, that nade by Claws. Claws getting to both of the Roaring Dragons with that nade right up and over on top of them. To be announced, up to 6 eliminations. So now let's see what else. We still have a couple of teams up here. We got Team Entity and Blizzard Esports. They are still up on this northern side. You can see that we got to be announced, still doing the edge zone sweeps. And let's go. Let me see. I'm not sure where you guys want to go. We have some flippy floppy cars over here. We're over here at the parting of the Red Sea, and it does look like everyone has already found their houses for the zone. We do have, oh no, we got Team Entity coming in right next to Socrates. Can he get on in? The left, going left, and not much left of the Golden Murano. And, Claws taking out the left one. Alright, guys, let's go. Let's see what else is happening. We do have straight on a Paul Spence over here. Wolf finding one of them from Blizzard Esports. We're down to the top 6 teams. Hello, Pretty. Hello, Pretty OP. Welcome. Alright, so let's see what is happening over here with almost there. Spence finding Kaiser. So now we got to try to get him picked back up. 7 but 11 trying to find those spots. Use the smoke. He has no throwables. He has 0 throwables. We still have Spence off in that off angle, way up on that ridge line. Probably has perfect sight line right on down on top of them. So now while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and scroll on in on our map. So when our zone pops again, we are ready to find out where they are headed this time, because we only have about 10 seconds left before our next zone shift. We still have 6 teams in this, so let's see what's going to happen. Who is going to get blessed? I feel like Spence. Yep, we're going all the way up over here. Most of these teams, this is a donut zone, so most of these teams are in a decent area. It looks like to be announced just found another solo. So no, it wasn't a solo. So I'm not sure who he just found. Was it over on Socrates? Yes, it was. They were able to find another one. So Spence still in zone, still up on that ridge line with all these sight lines. But we got the white hat coming up and around, trying to get those angles onto Spence. Look at this across the way. You can see Spence on the eastern or southern side and white hat on the northern side. But to be announced, maybe wrapping up and around. I want to show you this. They are wrapping up and around, and they may end up right here on the Socrates compound, where it is getting covered by straight out of Nepal as well. And it looks like White Hat is maybe able to get up and around. Spence needs to watch his back because he does have White Hat right on top of him. You can see that he is right over there. So Spence is more than well aware of it. You could probably hear the footsteps right above him. Let me go on down to the southern side as Wolf also on this crazy split is right over here with two other teams. You can see that we do have to be announced right over here, along with Exceed. So we got Blaze on one side, Wolf on the other, and look at that, we have Swayze. Swayze trying to get out of here. Oh no, Bimmy down, so we're down to the solo 4. Exceed, Blood trying to keep his head down because he's got all 4 of them from to be announced to his west, straight out of Nepal to his east, and almost there, right in front of him, gatekeeping him from that edge zone. And they are still, here comes to be announced, but it looks like Claus is headed right up and over onto almost there. Let's see if I can get Claus on our screen, and we'll do a side by side so we can get more of this action in here. Everybody in their vehicles trying to stay out of the 5, 6 skeeters. And almost there, taken out by straight out of Nepal. Blood still trying to come right up and in the seat swap. Over onto straight out of Nepal. Wolf staying out of that. Blood still trying to come down and gets found by KC. We are down to the top 4 teams. We have 4 teams remaining. So let me go ahead and put this map screen up there. Show you guys who we still have in this. In our zone, getting ready to pop. It's another donut zone. So all these teams just have to push on, and they already know where they are. The Chosen is sandwiched up on this north side between the duo from straight out of Nepal and all right over here. Oh, not a way to park the vehicle. Can he get this vehicle unparked? You can see that we do have Socrates Esports right to the northwest. I can spit it out eventually, guys. And look at the huge split by straight out of Nepal, still in stage 7. So Socrates over there. I just saw another knock. Socrates was a full 4-man team, but they are coming up into the teams of straight out of Nepal. And to be announced, White Hat trying to get over into the zone from the south. But here comes KC wrapping up and around. Spence still up in that nest right at the top. KC going down by Chosen. Shing getting out of that masterpiece over here. Let's go on. Let's see what's happening with Shing, because he does have Spence right on the hilltops, right above him in those cliffside. Oh, Spence almost got him with that molly, and Shing is getting pushed right out into to be announced. Blaze straight across from him, and he is still trying to keep his head down. He does have judges over onto the one side. He's got Spence coming up and around, and he gets found by We still had 3 teams in here. What just happened? To be announced, coming in first with 16 total eliminations, 10 placements, 26 total points for to be announced in this very first Myanmar match. Coming in second, straight out of Nepal with 6 eliminations, and the Chosen coming in third with an elimination. GG top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, 16 through 18. Going all out to be announced. Claws, 6 eliminations, but 1,404 damage. So with that, we will be coming back for match number 3 of North America's Best Stars. And our scores. Be right back. We got C just keeping an eye right on over here. So now we're down to just Gunners. Gunners is the last one, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to get his teammate picked back up. No, he is not. So now he's a solo, and he's going to have to figure out how he gets on out of there. That vehicle is not going to travel well. He might as well put that vehicle right into his backpack for as much help as it's going to be. Yushan over here in trouble. Oh, now we are down to just Skittles, as all of 4 of them from the Zone 0 Zeniths are coming right up in on them, and they also have the coverage of the third party in that edges zone. You can see that to be announced. They are taking those shots. If you look up in your upper right hand corner to the shots coming on down. So let's see what's going on with G-Muck. G-Muck's still trying to get those shots. Look at this, right on through into the Grace. But we also have another team coming up from this edge as well. We got Mad Esports, Techie Boy trying to get those shots across onto Region 8 as Region 8 coming across. We got Socrates and Phase 9 also in a fight. Let me go ahead and scroll on in on their map so that we can see where all these fights are going off at the moment. So let me go ahead and get the Region 8. We'll get a side-by-side. Hopefully you guys prefer this so that you guys can see more of these fights that are happening while they are happening. Let's get on over to Socrates. Sandu right on top of Phase 9, right on down below him. We got Region 8 getting pushed up on by Team 17, the Infinity Reapers. And Claus from across the way. I think Claus was able to get that knock. Sandu trying to get those shots right on down. Right on to where Ghost is. Let's see, Ghost is now just a solo trying to come into zone. But he's got the Pahadi Demons coming up behind him. He's got to be announced behind him. And he also has Team 7, the Akal Sahi Esports straight across. Oh, Ghost is getting found. No matter which direction he goes, he's going to go ahead and get into that nade shack. Let me go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit more and find out where the rest of these fights are. It looks like we can come on back over here and give you an idea of what is happening in the real world. Let's get on up on top of the mountain, see what's happening. And I'll go ahead and get that map screen set up for our next zone. We still have 9 teams in this as they're coming up and around. G-Muck has been knocked. We do have Claws, Judges, and Salty still up at the top of the hill. But if you look up in your upper right hand corner, you got the Pahadi Demons over here, you got Socrates over here, and we still have the Akal Sahi Esports as well. So now let's go on over here. see what's happening with no levels right up on over. Ooh, ghosts there coming right up and around on you, and not too far away from Sturdy from the Pahadi demons. So can Ghost has to be able to see what's going on right outside those windows. He does. Look at this Ghost coming out. He watched it all going on, and he decided to take those shots up the hill. But now the Bahati demons heard all that. They also have Socrates right uphill from them as well, and to be announced right over on the other side of the hill. So now the call, oh, no levels, feeling the pressure from the two teams right on top of them, trying to throw those smokes. And here comes Socrates right on down on top of him. He's trying to get those shots over on him, and Socrates coming right on down. But now Socrates is downhill from the Pahadi demons, so Socrates has to come up and in. So Shikari coming right on back and in, but now he is outside his zone as well. Let me go ahead and give you that map screen, give you an idea where these teams are and where they're coming in. We are still going to the hills, to that northwest side of the water treatment. So it looks like we're getting ready to go ahead and rotate on down and around away from to be announced and the Pahadi demons. So Socrates making that swoop down and around into the Infinity Reaper, straight out of Nepal, in the fight with Mad Esports. Now let's get that last match top fragger up onto the screen, guys, and see what's going on with him. I just saw him get a knock over on the Mad Esports, and there they all go. KC coming in strong, and now Wolf has been knocked 4 straight out of Nepal. But we have the Infinity Reapers across the way, and we do have Socrates coming right up and into the Infinity Reapers. They just got onto this very edge. So now let me go ahead and put that map up there, scrolling on in just a little bit better. We still have 6 teams in this fight. So let's see, we still have the Pahadi demons. They are still uphill from all of this, and let me see, they are right on top of QB now. Shikari from across the way. So now it is just up to Sturdy trying to get those shots down onto Bakari. He may or may not be able to. Is Crisp backwards? Thank you. Crip backwards. Thank you, Cloudy. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to match number 3 of North America's Best Stars. Are you guys ready to see these scores? Coming in first to be announced, 2 points ahead at 34 total points. Velocity at 32 points. Straight out of Nepal at 27 points. We are still loading them on in, guys. We haven't started yet, so I will keep this up, but they said that they were getting ready to start. We are on hard start, so let's go. Let's figure out what we're gonna do. Guys, if you have a team that you want to check in on, let me know. This is week number 10 of the Region 8 in North America's Best Stars. We have one more week of winter finals. Ooh, they have been so close each and every week. Looks like we're missing a full team 7, team 12 going into Rondo. I will do my best to keep up with these teams in Rondo, but you guys know Rondo is just absolute chaos. Eventually I will get some sort of feel for how to do it correctly, but I'm doing the best I can to catch as many of the fights as possible. It is all out warfare. Rondo is the leaderboard shuffle. The leaderboard shuffle match. So let's see what's gonna happen. We're still loading them in. Phoebe's done with it. She said we are starting. So this time we are gonna be jumping with to be announced clause. 6 eliminations, 1,404 damage. Let's go. We are loading on in. And here we go. And my screens, I love the claws. He is already on both of them. Makes it easy for me. I don't have to look for them. Let me know in the chat who you want to check in on. But this is Rondo, so if you know where they are, give me some sort of idea where they might be. Because in one moment they're down in the temples, the next minute they're fighting in Mayron all the way across the map. Oof. It's so hard to keep up with these teams. Alright, 17 seconds. Let's go ahead and put that map screen up there. Eventually, claws may move for us, but I'm not feeling it just yet. Let me get that off there. There we go. Here we go, guys. Match number 3. Will it be a solo flight path or chopsticks? Solo flight path it is. We're coming in from that Middle East area and headed all the way down to that southwest edge. So it's shifted to the south, but most of these teams love the places like the NABS factory and the temples. So I feel like all of their favorite hot drops are right where they're supposed to be, below the flight path. I see a couple of teams already jumping off. Let's see what's going on. The Chosen is already off the plane with Team 16, the Royal 7, a solo. Looks like they may be headed over to Mayron. Hopefully that solo will just keep on soloing north. And the NABS factory. Yes, the NABS factory extremely packed. And let's see where Claus is going. It looks like we've got one solo along with 2 be announced, and the rest of them are coming on down to the temple area most likely. Ooh, Danqing. Let's go on over. We'll pick somebody in Danqing. We'll pick somebody over here at the test, or at the side by side, guys. We're headed down to that NABS factory. You can see that the NABS factory has several players on over here. We're on Chima, and we do have Feta Magic. Feta Bomb. Let's check in on, let's check in on Corona. Corona going all the way to that northern side. So let me show you. Let's see. Team Entity across the way, also in a fight. So let's check in on left, because left is coming on in a fight. Let me go ahead and find out what is happening over here in the NABS factory. It looks like Socrates is coming up and in. Let me check on over onto Sandu. Get some of these teams on your screen. If it looks like they're right across from Blizzard. Nat Corpse does have the M249 and an elimination. Look at all the players right in front of him. Magic is down to 1 HP. If you could see look at the mini map above. There are 5 teams over here. So let me get this on the side by side, because we also have several teams over here in the NABS factory, if you want to look up in the upper right hand corner as well. So now let's go on over and find out what's happening with Team Entity Deep, also getting some of those eliminations. Benny Wall on your right hand side for the 7 deadly sins. So now Nat Corpse up to 2 eliminations. I looked away for 1 second. It looks like they're going to go ahead and push up onto Magic. Blizzard Esports still coming still coming up and around. Magic right in front of them. And Entity, Ace, OP. We do have some shots coming in from across the street, trying to get cover for Nat Corpse. And here he comes right up and in. He's got that nade primed and ready, trying to stay out of the window so that Magic can't get that nade. Oh, that nade right up and through, but he does get found. He does get Magic, but Ace OP is able to find him. Where is not long, right up and on the top. Let's see, can he hold off the push by Team Entity? Is Team Entity pushing up onto his team? He's trying to cover for, oh, Shago does get taken down. Now Ace OP coming up and around this edge. Also trying to get these shots, not long, trying to come through, trying to get the shots on it. He does get the knock onto Ace. So now, not long, still trying to get the elimination over onto him. Let's go on over and see what else is happening. Portia, way too far up. Let's go back in and check in on somebody else over here. We do have Team 16 on the right-hand screen now. The Royal 7 and Team Entity still on the outside. Let me check in on what's happening over here. We got the left on the outside of the wall, throwing the nade deep. Deep is able to get that elimination as he comes right up and into Not Corpse. Not Corpse is able to get him down, and so now left is coming, trying to get Ace OP picked back up. And we still have Blizzard. Not Corpse is up to 4 eliminations, holding off the teams, holding his team together at the same time. So now, let's see what else is happening. Let's head on over to Socrates. White Hat, up to an elimination. Ooh, and Not Corpse up to 5 eliminations. Get that M249 and the S12 both. As Team Entity pushing up those stairs. Left coming up the stairs and in through. Oh! And left finishing that off. So now let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and put the map screen back up, guys. Give you guys an idea of where your teams might be at the moment. If you got a team, you got to let me know where they are so that we can head on over to them. Let's go over to the Pew Pews. Find out what is happening over the temple. We do have Team 6 over here. Velocity Gamma, the first match top fragger. He is up to an elimination over at the temples right on top of the Pew Pews. And we're still going to the southern side of the map. I can scroll in just a little bit, but I can't get it to go any further up. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea where everyone is. All right, now let's see what else is happening. We've got Gamma coming on down and in. He is right on the edge of zone. We do have, oh, the Chosen are coming right up and in over here. On to Team Entity. Team Entity has come over here to Jadina City. So now let's see what's going to happen as the Chosen come up and through into the city. Not many of these teams take over the Jadina City area. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. We still have teams coming in from that western edge. And let's go. Let me see what else I can see. It looks like Blizzard Esports all the way down to that southwest side. The 7 Dudley Sins all the way over to the west. But they're going to have to go through Velocity and Team 18, the 7 Deadly Sins. Looks like we do have a team wrapping around. Team 20, Feta, wrapping around the very southern edge. So now let me go ahead and put that map screen back up there. We do have another team to be announced right over here with almost there. So let's get into this fight over here. Almost there. Just to the south side of to be announced. Claus has been knocked. We got 7 but 11 on the screen. Kaiser has also been knocked. It looks like Claus may be able to get picked back up. We got Blaze up on the top of the ridgeline, keeping an eye on where almost there are. Almost there, straight on down. Below Blaze. Blaze getting him down to about 1 HP. And now there goes Salty. Pushing right up and in. Claus has been knocked. And so has 7, but 11 almost there, down to just a duo over on this western edge. We have shifted over to the west. Our zone pops again. We are coming on down. And what just happened up over here, it does look like Velocity and the Pew Pews did get into that fight, and Nuxify coming on down and into the zone as well. We do have the Chosen coming in across that bridge from Justina City into the chaos of Center Zone. Let's get on over to Punjab. Punjab, oh, stuck in the EMP zone. Stuck in the EMP zone with teams to his east and to his west. He's got the Infinity Reapers to the west, and the Chosen are coming in right behind him. So now Shadow, hello Shadow, welcome to the stream. Guys, if you could hit the like for these teams, for these players, let's get the algorithm out there so that more people can see these amazing players. All right, so up onto this north side, we do have the Chosen coming in onto the Royal 7. Derek watching, oh, they're on through, and the Infinity Reapers with that seat swap over onto them. So now let's go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit more as the Royal 7 are still doing that sweep right on through. They may end up on another Chosen player. So let's see what else is happening. I think I'm gonna go ahead and head on down to the south side. To be announced will be on your screen in just a moment, Maggie. Alright, so we've been right on down here. We got the Sunken Temples, and Blizzard Esports is wrapping up and around Feta. They are on that very southern side, coming right up and through, trying to go through the Sakura to a zone. So a nice, pretty path to drive on through. Let me go ahead and put this map back up there. We can scroll in quite a bit because a lot of these teams are in zone. We do have a team right on down there. I think I've got almost all the teams on your screen now, and we do have Entity in another fight. So let's see what's happening up here. Mad Noob gets found by the Pew Pews. And are you guys still over here in the temples, or are you coming out? Yes, they are trying to come out of the temples and into zone. They are in stage 3. In stage 3, you can see how much damage they are already getting from the blue. Rondo does not play with that. And look at that. Millie. Remember Millie over here from the first match. Erangel and that East Raz. Millie is up to 4 eliminations. Has Pew across the way. But Pew Shadow has been knocked. Millie may be going over to get that elimination onto Shadow. We've got a cluster over here. Let's see what's happening right on over here. We got the Chosen and the Royal 7. And I saw another team not too far away. Let's see what was the other team that I saw. The Infinity Reapers are also coming up behind all of these teams right over here in this fight as well. We still have the fight going on with Velocity and the Apex Predators way out in the blue, straight out in Nepal, and Team Entity in a fight. Let's see if we can find out where these fights are going off. It looks like it's a lot of chaos. And where is Team Entity? And I cannot find Team Entity. Oh, there goes straight on Nepal. Look at the left one. The left one is up to 8 eliminations, but now we've got these 7 deadly sins coming right up and over on the top of the hillside. Portia going down. Benny Wall up to 4 eliminations. He is right here on top of Team Entity, but straight across, he's got Team 14. Almost there. May be able to see him right across the top of all this ridgeline. Claws also off in that background. Let me go over and give that last match top fragger some screen time love. Blaze gets found from across the way as Velocity coming right up and in on top of To Be Announced. Blaze off to that southern side of where Claus is. Claus coming up and over the ridgeline. Almost coming right into that nade. Claus getting ready to throw it right up and back onto Enuxify. Enuxify down to about 5 HP. And let's see what else is happening. It looks like Entity or Velocity may be trying to get out and around, trying to get away from all of this. And now we do have Salty on the wrap as well. Look at this. We also have right in front of him, it is Millie coming on through for Mad Esports, and Salty watching Millie coming right up and around. And Salty trying to get over to this compound just to the southwest edge. Now, I think I can get that map back up there. You guys are not going to believe this map when I put it up there. All of our teams are on the southern side of zone. The edge sweeps are insane. Look at all these teams trying to get into zone, trying to get these teams coming out of zone. Here comes Salty. Oh, Salty gets taken down and out. So now it is just down to Claus and Judges. Judges trying to get those nades right up and over. Judges is able to get the knock onto one of them from Benny Wall going out to the blue zone. So now they are still coming down and around. We still have Claws coming in from that backside. And Judges gets knocked by Gamma. Gamma, the first match top fragger. Let's get on over to Gamma. Gamma with another nade is Entity, also coming right up and in. Entity, the right one, coming on in and finishing him off. And now we are down to a solo player for Velocity. Velocity, he has 5 eliminations, but he's trying to get this heal off. Stuck between Team Entity. Claws over here, just to the south side of Team Entity. Salty will be able to get him picked back up. Almost there, straight down at the end. Sandwiched between Blizzard Esports, To Be Announced. They are all coming in on the southern side of the zone. The southern side still completely packed, full of teams. We do have several teams up at that north center zone, almost completely empty. So now let's go. Let me check in on Gil. I don't see a lot of you calling out for the 7 deadly sins, but here he is. Gil is the last one still standing. Gil, flip that car back over, get your team back in here. I don't know if you got time yet or not. Sorry about that, guys. There you go, and our zone is getting ready to pop. Less than 15 seconds to go. So Gil's still trying to push right up and in. Now, look at this. He is going outside his zone, going right up and in onto the Infinity Reapers and Feta. They are all right in here. Gil throwing those mollies right up and over. He's got to get his team picked back up if he wants to make more shift in this leaderboard. He's got 5 eliminations. Woo! Rags coming in from the top of the warehouse up on that ridge, and Gil is going to be able to get that heal off. And we still have him because our zone has popped, shifted back down to the south. So now all these teams that went to the north are having to shuffle back down to the southern side of the zone. We still have a lot of teams out there on that ridge, on that edge sweep, still trying to get these teams that are also stuck out in that edge. So now let me go ahead and scroll on in. And Gil still trying to get over to the recall, and I think the recalls are turned off. I don't see them any longer. And look at Team Entity, guys. I want you to see that they are taking over this whole western edge of zone. We're to be announced, sitting in a compound in zone. I think one of the very few compounds left. Almost there. Down at the southern side, also in a compound. Blizzard, Esports, Socrates in zone. We do have the Chosen coming in from this northeast side, but we've got the 3 teams. We've got the 7 Deadly Sins, Feta, Infinity Reapers. Make that 4 teams because we also have the Apex Predator. Oh, Gil, I'm so sorry. The Apex Predators coming in as a solo as well. And he just makes it into this zone right over here. Oh, just made it in the zone for Feta to come on through and get that elimination. We got Magic over here trying to hold off 90. Had that nade primed and ready for 90, but doesn't do any damage over onto him. And now here comes the Infinity Reaper. Look at this. He has no health. He got him down to less than 1 HP. And so now Crisp is the last one still standing. He is sandwiched over here between the Chosen, the Infinity Reapers. Look at that. The Chosen coming right up and in on top of him. Let's go over to the Chosen. Check in on what is happening with BMF, hearing all that noise right on down below him. But now he sees the heads and helmets of Team Entity straight across our zone, getting ready to pop in another 23 seconds. I will show that in just another moment. Oh, look at that. Oh, there he goes. It is still just a solo down here. Crisp now giving his position away as the Chosen came right up and in on top of him. And he's trying to keep his head down, and our zone pops again. It's a donut zone, but here comes the Chosen. And a seat swap by BMF. And now Claus, our last match, top fragger, over here just behind all the emergency covers, getting wrapped around by Team Entity. And now to be announced, down to just a solo. Salty taking deep right out of that car, getting taken down to about 30 HP from that nade coming right up and in. Let me show you this map really quick. You can see where we are all coming on in. We still have 5 teams in this. We still have to be announced. Team Entity, the Chosen, the Infinity Reaper. No, not the Infinity Reapers. This is Socrates, guys. Socrates. And almost there. And now look at this. Almost there. Right on over here. Kaiser has been knocked there, trying to hold off the gatekeep by Socrates. Socrates Esports trying to gatekeep, almost there from coming in. Wolf pushing right up and over on top of all this. Can he see what he does? 7'11", taking out the shooter. And now Sandu, the last one still standing for Socrates, with all of them from almost there, coming right up and in onto him. He's able to get that knock. And no, we do still have White Hat. White Hat was able to get picked back up. And there they go. We're down to the top of 4 teams. We still have to be announced. Team Entity almost there, and the chosen. Claws getting taken out by the left one. So now BMF and Tryout both up to look at the left one. The left one is a solo up to 11 eliminations. Team Entity up to 21 total eliminations, making the placement points as well because they are the top 3 teams. Almost there. The Chosen and Team Entity. So let me see if I can get this on the iPad. Give you an idea of the terrain. Almost there. Wiz is in zone up on this ridge line. Almost there. Across the way. In zone. Very close to center zone. And Team Entity, the left one, all the way across, down, across the street. I feel like he's going to have a rough time, guys. I think he's going to have to shift across. I feel like it may shift up towards the Chosen on top of that hill. So we'll have to see where this next zone is going. And it goes to the Chosen up on top of that ridgeline. So now let's go back and get into this game. So let's get over to the Chosen, as they are going to have to hold off. Almost there, pushing up into zone, but they know that Team Entity is across the way. Look at this ridgeline Tryout, watching him. Also has the drop, getting blessed by the drop right in front of him, but it does look like we've got almost there, pushing right up and in onto this drop. We still have Team Entity across the street. Team Entity is going to have to figure out the best moment to push right up and over. Tryout trying to keep from getting run over by almost there. Oh! Wiz coming right up and behind him. So BMF, the last one, still standing, trying to hold them all off. And now we are down to just the left one coming right up and over. He is trying to get over on top of this ridgeline. All 4 of them from almost there, still in this. So let's go on over, give one of them, we'll go ahead and put 7 but 11 on the screen. He is up to 5 eliminations for almost there. And now the left one getting almost there, looking for him along that waist, trying to figure out where he is. Almost the left one trying to spray him out of that vehicle as he gets found from the top of the hill. And there you have it. Almost there, coming in first with 10 eliminations, 10 placement points, 20 total points for this rondo match. Team Entity, I want you to look at this. The left one with 11 eliminations alone. 21 total points for Team Entity in eliminations alone. Coming in second, the Chosen coming in third with 12 eliminations. G, top 3. Here are the rest of your scores. 4 through 6. 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, and 16. We were shy. 2 teams coming into this. Going all out. Team Entity, the left one. 11 eliminations. 2,201 damage since PUBG changed the damage scale. This is the highest damage I have seen in weeks. GG. So when we come right back, we will be jumping with Team Entity, the left one, for match number 4 of the North America's Best Stars Winter Final Week 10. And I will be right back. Let's let's get in and across the way. Let's go check in on the Vitality Bros. Mercury coming right up and underneath all of them from straight out of Nepal. We got the Vitality Pros on that 2-2 split. They're pretty separated out, but we do see that XP3 coming in and across right behind Mercury, but Mercury's over trying to get those shots across the way onto KC. And now look at this. Trippy just found Claws and Judges. Judges finds one of them from the Bahati Demons. Afro Abe! Hello, Abe! How are you? So now Mercury has buggies going across the top of his head, a little bit bigger than the normal 5.56 skeeters coming at him, and so now Mercury getting pinched over here. Does get is able to knock Spence, but look at this. He's gonna KC coming right up and over, and Lucky across the way, trying to get those shots, trying to hold off straight out of Nepal off of his team. He is trying to get right up and over as Reggie. Reggie was KC still coming right up over in that flying mobile. We got Lucky trying to throw some of those nades over onto straight out of Nepal. And he is down to just a solo straight out of Nepal, still right over on this edge. Let me put this map up there, give you guys an idea what is going on. And I'll go ahead and scroll it in and across because we still have 6 teams over here. And so now here they come. Straight out of Nepal. KC on the move. KC is hot tonight, guys. He is feeling it. KC does get knocked, but now we got Judges. Judges is the last one still standing. 4-2 being out. So we got the Infinity Reapers right on the outside of his door. We do have straight out of Nepal coming into the center zone area. We still have the Bahati Demons over in here and Socrates. So there you go. There are your 5 teams still remaining. So let's see. It looks like XP3, he is still in this. He was last match top fragger. So let's give him just a few more seconds of screen time, love, because we've only got less than a minute until we go into zone 7. We are way up in the hills in Miramar. Looks like XP3 seeing him across the way. Look at Sturdy just running right on through. And so now let's get over into the Infinity Reapers, find out what's happening. Let's check in on 90 right over here next door to Socrates. So trying to get those nades, but deciding to hold his nades until he at least sees one of their heads right on in there. And now let me put that map screen up there, give you guys an idea where we're gonna go, who's gonna get zone blessed at this moment. And our zone is another donut zone. I'm sure these IGLs appreciate the donut zones because now they are still pushing in the same trajectory. They know where the other teams are just by watching the elimination feed, watching to see who is getting the next. Let's get on over here. The Bahati Demons do have to come down and in to straight out of Nepal. Straight out of Nepal, right across the way. They are watching the Bahati Demons, and I'm not sure how they're going to get off this ridgeline, guys. But the straight out of Nepal do have the views right on across on top of them. Let's see who is watching them. Let me check in over onto, it is KC for sure, keeping the eye right across the way, and you can see that they are all getting into that zone. KC and XP3 and KC both up to 5 eliminations each. So now down to the top 4 teams. Let's see what's going on straight in the center zone. Judges does have, look at straight out of Nepal. They're wrapping around on a 2-2 split. going counterclockwise and clockwise, pushing into Socrates and the Infinity Reapers. So now these two teams getting pinch played by straight out of Nepal. 90 finding Shikari with that nade, and so now we are down to the top 3 teams. They were taken out that fast, and we still have judges in this, but now we've got a trio from the Infinity Reapers against all 4 of them from straight out of Nepal. XP3 up to 6 eliminations. So now it is, our zone is getting ready to pop. Let's go. Let's see where it's going to go. Are these teams going to have to move on out? Let me check. Oh no. Look at that. Another fairly decent donut zone. Let me get that. There we go, guys. Now you can see that we got straight out of Nepal on top of the Infinity Reapers. And we've got the Infinity Reapers on a fairly decent split as long as the Infinity Reapers don't get knocked. But they've got that uphill from Wolf for straight out of Nepal. Keeping an eye on everything that's going on down below. And look at this. XP3, Spence, and KC all on that ridge line. They are in zone. Wolf is not in zone, but Wolf is getting all the information he needs from the Infinity Reapers and to be announced. These are your top 3 teams, and we're still a little bit too far out to give you a really good idea, so I'm going to go right on back in here, and let's go ahead and put 90 on the one side. Hello everyone, and welcome back to North America's Best Stars. We are headed into match number 4. Are you ready to see these insane scores? Coming in first, Team Entity with 43 total points. 1 point away from to be announced. 2 points away from almost there. 2 points away from Velocity, and 9 from, or 11 from straight out of Nepal. I can't, my mathing is all done, guys. All done for today. But look at how close these points are. We are headed into match 4. We have 2 more matches to go. Our zone, we have seen 20 bombs. We have seen all sorts of chaos. But this time we are jumping with Team Entity. The left one, 11 elimination, 2,201 damage. I want to reiterate, this is the highest damage I have seen since PUBG changed the damage scale. So let's get on in. Get him on the screen. Entity, the left one. There he is, guys, on your screen. And let me get him on the map screen so we can keep up with them. There they are. All right. 520, 19. Welcome back, everyone. We are headed into match number 4. This is week 10 of 11 of the winter finals. These teams are gearing up for PMSL Spring, PMGO, PMWC 2026. Let's give them some likes. Let's get this stream out into the algorithm. We're coming in from that north edge, north of La Cabrera, going over Crater Fields, Power Grid to the east of Chumacera, and dumping off onto Bartona. So any AFKs will be chicken nuggets for any of the teams that drop down in Bartona. We know that we've got a couple of teams that like to go there. So let me check in on this map. Scroll on in just a little bit and see what's happening. It looks like we've got Exceed, Blizzard Esports both going down to La Cabrera, not too far away from the Roaring Dragons. The Roaring Dragons headed over to that Crater Field area. Team Entity jumping right there with Mad Esports, but the Chosen headed down to El Pozo with to be announced. So now, let's see, we're going to the southern side of Picado. Look at this. So Team Entity jumping down into San Martin, and they've got this. They've got the 7 deadly sins. And was that Mad Esports? Yes, the 7 deadly sins and Mad Esports straight across from them. So let me get this up there. Our first zone, if you didn't see it, is all the way over on that eastern side, going all the way over to the Impala Islands, wrapping around just on that eastern edge of Picado, just around Terra Branca and the northern side of Los Leon. But let's get the Sat Fragger back on the screen, and while we do that, I'm going to go over here and check in on where some other teams are in fights. We also have Socrates down with the 7 deadly sins, the Royal 7. We've got 3 or 4 teams right on down in Los Leon on that southern side of the zone. Claws there up in the fight up here in El Pozo. I'll go ahead and do the side-by-side. Claus was also a top fragger tonight. So let's go. Let's see what's happening in El Pozo and San Martin. We already have Entity D, but lost the left one at some point. The left one, I'm not sure where he's headed. He left the scene though. Left. Alright, so now let's go. Let's see what else is happening. Chima getting a knock as well. So let's see what's happening with Socrates. Where was that fight? I don't remember. Was that up in let me see if I can figure out what. Oh, that's right there over here in Picado. So let's get on over to Picado. Chima and Blind, the last 2 still standing, coming right up and around, trying to get those shots over onto Socrates. Oh, and Blind going down. So now Chima is the last one still standing. Chima trying to hold off the push by Socrates. He is getting the elimination over out of the 1 and now. Oh, Socrates though coming out of Picado with just a duo, and you can see that they are not in zone, so they do have to come right up and in on the zone. And so Claw still pushing up in El Pozo, right up in onto the Chosen. So now let's see what's going on with Blizzard. Let's get Blizzard on the screen. Hello, Dweezy. Blizzard pushing up onto Exceed, and it does look like they're doing it. Oh, Nova getting found. Let's get on over to Not Corpse. Not Corpse does not have a vest, and Exceed is pushing across. And Asta going down. Claws up the 2 eliminations, and there goes the Chosen out to be announced. Let's get on over and find out where our next fights are going off, because I still see fights headed. Let's go on over to Team 18, the 7 deadly sins. We're down to just Portia. Portia is over in San Martin with Mad Esports, a solo, trying to fight off Mad Esports for San Martin, because Team Entity has already pushed on out of there. So let's get on over and find out what's happening with the spotlight. Ooh, what is happening? Portia just got an elimination as he came down. Portia picking up the crate. Hello, Goddess, big fan, Goddess. All right, so let's see what else is happening And we still have Mad Esports over here in San Martin. And we still have the fight going off. Oh, it's Team Entity also in a fight in San Martin. So they came back on in. Let's get that top fragger. Let's see where he is. They went up onto Radio Tower Hill. So Apex in a fight now with Feta. So let's see if I can find that. We'll get on over to some of these other fights. Our zone's still in stage 1. So where is Feta? Let's go. Let's see what's happening. The right does get another elimination. And I think this will go down to the southern side of the zone now. And let's go. Ooh, Exceed. Still in this fight over here. I thought they were getting ready to wrap up and around. So now let's get on over to Exceed. Find out what our Blizzard over here down to just a duo. It is not Corpse and not Ling. Both of them, and they are pushing right up and in. Not Corpse right down below as they are coming up and in right on through. And we do have Team Entity on the push, getting out of San Martin, going up and across. So I'll put that map back up there. We'll go ahead and get back into this fight. We do have Not Corpse with a look at this. Exceed. One of them does get knocked. Not Corpse trying to does find Swayze, and Not Ling goes down. So now it is just up to Corpse. You can see that Corpse only has about 20 HP. He is able to find Blood, so now he is down. He is up to 1 elimination, but he is 2 more right to the north of or south of him, and he is down to 1 HP. He still has not found. He still did not find a vest and all of that, and he went out to the play zone. Let's go over to straight out of Nepal now. Straight out of Nepal over here in a fight on the far eastern side of the map. Team Velocity coming in right up in on top of Spence at the top of the hill, trying to get those shots straight on down. And Spence gets found by Gamma, gets taken down and out. XP3 coming up, trying to find Gamma off in that. Gamma flying up and over the top of that, getting away from straight out of Nepal. We did lose Spence in that fight though. So now let's get on over here and find out what's going on with Crisp as they're coming up and in onto Velocity just to the south of them, but Velocity has to push right into Feta. But now Feta is pushing right into straight out of Nepal over on this far eastern edge in zone, and our zone did pop again. We are in stage 2, but we are headed all the way over to the eastern side of this map. Let me put that map up there, and let's go on over and find another fight in this. I feel like we're gonna have the Infinity Reapers right on over here, also in a fight with Team 5 Socrates. You can see the Infinity Reapers just to the north of Socrates. Both of these teams trying to get on into zone. Nede coming right up through the La Badita area. So let's go. Let me see. Let me scroll on in just a little more. Find out where the fights may be, because it does look like they pushed away. But now Socrates is headed straight on over to the Apex Predators. The Apex Predators right across the way. And boy, trying to get those shots down onto Socrates as they turn right in front of the Apex Predators. All 4 of them from the Apex Predators, seeing them in that rotation. But you can see they are getting pushed in by the blue wave. The blue wave just kind of coming right up and in on top of them. Alright, let's go. Let's see what else is happening. Looks like they're going to go ahead and take over that compound, but that compound, it's not in zone. They are still taking the shots across the way as Socrates is trying to get further into zone. You can see in that upper right-hand corner the mini-map, and now we do have them. They are still getting chased down. They are still watching the rotation of Socrates, and we still have several teams out in the blue. We still have several teams that are trying to get on into zone. We have to be announced way out into that west, but not as far as Exceed. So to be announced will be coming through that San Martin area right behind Mad Esports coming into this zone. And our zone is getting ready to pop, and we are headed still to the eastern side, right over the top of the truck stop area. Apex Void finding one of them from Socrates, and now Socrates is down to just a solo. Sandu is the last one still standing, and there goes Sandu out to Marco. But now they are getting found across that wide open space by the Infinity Reapers just to the north of them. The Infinity Reapers trying to get the shots down onto that compound, but you can see not too far away from the Infinity Reapers, we also have Almost There. Almost There up on that hit ridge line trying to get those shots right on down. 7 but 11. Big fan. Big fan. Almost There are in zone, trying to gatekeep the rest of these teams from coming in. You can see Team 19, the Pew Pew down to just a duo over here, and I'm not sure where the rest of them are. It looks like all 4 of them are here, so maybe it's just one of those things where they weren't showing up just yet. We still have, it looks like we do have to be announced still coming in from this western side, and they're going to end up right on top of the Infinity Reapers, the Roaring Dragons, the Apex Predators, right here where we're watching all this, straight out of Nepal. We do have another fight over here, straight out of Nepal, down to just a duo as they're coming right up and in onto Velocity. That fight over on that eastern ridge still going on, and we got Wolf, the last one, still standing for straight out of Nepal. Look at that, they drove right on past him. Wolf being quiet, staying still, being one with nature. They are still looking for him. Alright, so we still have, we got a fight now over on that eastern edge. Let's go over to the western edge. Let's find out what is happening. What happened right on over here? Exceed came into that northern side right into Mad Esports, and now Mad Esports in a fight with 2B announced. We got Blaze right up on top of Mad Esports Noob. And now let me go ahead and zoom on in just a little bit, give you guys a little better idea what is happening. I'll put that screen up there so you guys can see that all these teams are over here on this western edge. They've all shuffled over here to the truck stop. Mad Noob trying to get out of the spray. You can see up in the upper right hand corner of the mini map that to be announced coming right up and over. Mad Noob trying to run over the judges, and the judges said not today. Not today. Case denied. So to be announced up to 8 eliminations, and we still have, straight out of Nepal, just got found by Velocity. We still have the Apex Predators still trying to push right up and in over here onto Almost There. Supreme hopping out to get his teammate picked back up. And what is happening as we are coming up and around? We got 7 but 11 trying to get some of that information. Kaiser right on the backside of that Molly coming. Oh, Kaiser getting a knock with that nade. And now now 7 but 11 coming on down, finding Supreme. No, Kaiser. Kaiser once again finding Supreme, but Kaiser does have to get the oh, there we go. We'll be able to get Wolfpick back up. So there they go, the Apex Predators. But to be announced, look in your upper right hand corner, they're coming right up and in on top of almost there, getting ready to loot on up. To be announced, Blaze finding Kaiser off in that background. So now 7 but 11 trying to get out of the spray from to be announced. Wolf coming up, trying to throw those smokes, trying to get to be announced off of his team. Wiz coming right up and over, trying to get those shots onto to be announced. To be announced trying to come on in, almost there, gatekeeping this side of zone. Claws in Wiz's scope from the M249 spray. Claws across the way. Claws finds Wiz in that. So now let's get on over to Claws and find out what's happening as Claws is definitely coming right up and in, and now he is coming over towards 7 but 11. 7 but 11 and Wiz the final 2 for almost there. And now they're getting pinched from the other side by Velocity. Velocity coming up and around. It is almost there. 7 but 11. The last one still standing. Can he make it past? Velocity on the other side. And Velocity finishing off 7 but 11. But now here comes Claws coming right up and over the top of these ridges, trying to find Velocity in zone. You can see in the upper right hand corner that to be announced is still trying to come in on this western edge of zone. Let me go ahead and show you this next zone. Is getting ready to pop. We have 2 seconds left before we find it, and we are all shifting over to this truck stop area once again. We may end up in the hills just to the south of the truck stop. That's what Magda is saying. Let's see if we end up there, guys. Now let me get off this and go find the other fight, because we do have Feta right on down in the truck stop with the Infinity Reapers. The Infinity Reapers are right across from them. Feta, the Crisp, the last one still standing, but here comes Bob. Bob from the Infinity Reapers right on the outside, going out and around. Ooh, he came right up and in onto Crisp, but Crisp gets found by 90, but I think Crisp did get that elimination. So now we still have the fight over on this western side with the Infinity Reapers to the north and Velocity just to the east of to be announced. We're down to the final 4 teams of match number 4. We do have Team Entity. Team Entity, the last match, Top Fragger is still in this and coming in from the north side. Look at this, Team Entity coming in from the north. They're that light gray, but you can see them. Alright, guys, let's go. We still have the fight over here. Gamma, Claws, tonight's 3 out of 3 MVPs still in tonight's matches. We have Claws on your screen. Gamma, let's not forget, Gamma was tonight's first MVP. He is still in this on your screen. And then we have the left one coming in all the way up in that far north side. So let's go. Let me see. Yes, we have the left and right coming from the north. Alright, let's go. See, scroll on in. There he is. There is your last match. Bragger. Oh, right up here on top of that truck stop. And we still have 4 teams in this. We still have Velocity down at the southeast side. We have to be announced, taking over the Southwest. We've got the Infinity Reapers in the truck stop in this northwest side and Entity in the northeast. So all 4 teams taking over a quadrant of these final zones. We are in stage 5, halfway through stage 5. We are becoming part of the landscape. Claws about ready to find Velocity over here one more time. Another Velocity fight over here. So we got Claws and a Nuxify. A Nuxify across the way. Claws just seeing the top of his helmet. So now let's get over to a Nuxify, see what kind of sniper he be sniping with. It is the Mini. So now he does have the rest of his team getting the information, but a Nuxify, I think he did see Claws. He may have seen Judges. I just saw Judges, just a little bit of him. He definitely saw Claws there. And Salty may be off in that distance as well. So now let's see. Claus is up to 5 eliminations. And Billy over here also up to 5 eliminations. Look at this. Velocity still in it with 11 eliminations. And they're headed over towards this eastern side of the zone. They still have Team Entity that needs to come on down. We did get a donut zone. You can see that on the main map. Trying to get those shots, and the shots are coming right back at him. They're both down to about 5 HP, and both of them have plenty of time to get that heal up. But the left one does have a dead level 1 vest. Not the greatest feeling when you're in these final zones. Level 3 has a way to make you feel just a little more confident. Alright, let's go. Let's see what else is happening. We still have all 4 of them still standing from Velocity. All 4 of them still standing from the Infinity Reapers. The duo from Team Entity. So, we got a couple of players. We got Claws up to 5 eliminations. 11-4 to be announced. Still over here on top of Velocity. Still pushing Velocity up and around this corner. Let's get on over to Gamma. Gamma still right here on the edge of the zone trying to get those. Oh, just saw Claws driving right up and past him. As Judges is also right there, but using the terrain to get that big old truck butt out of there. So now let's go. Let's check in on what the Judge is doing. Here come the Judge. Here come the Judge. The nades are coming up and over the ridgeline from Velocity, but Judges does not seem to be too worried about it. He does have Salty on the push, just keeping an eye over if he needs to come up and in. So now let's go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit more. The Infinity Reapers starting to come out of that truck stop area and come up along that western edge. And the Infinity Reapers may end up in the lap of Blaze. Let's get on over to Blaze. Even though Judges is right here, keeping an eye on Velocity, Blaze is also not too far away from the Infinity Reapers. If you look up in the upper right corner, you'll see the mini map where these teams are right on top of each other. Our zone's getting ready to pop again, and let's see where these teams are getting pushed in. I still think we're going to that western edge. No, another donut zone. We've had so many donut zones. Claws just got knocked, and here comes the push by Velocity, coming right up and in a Nuxify down to about 5 HP, and Gamma driving right up and through. Gamma getting sprayed out by Blaze, and so now here comes the rest of them from Velocity, coming right up and in a Nuxify, still down to about 20 HP, trying to hold the cover onto, and there goes Gamma going down. And so now here comes Team Entity coming up and behind behind Velocity. Is Velocity throwing those throwing the smokes, trying to keep the sight lines off of him. Salty going down for to be announced. Judges finding one of them across the way. Villa is the last one still standing. He is down to 20 HP, getting pinched between Team Entity, the Infinity Reapers, and to be announced, still straight across the way. And now Villa trying to throw those nades up and over, and the nade, oh, and Judges finding Villa, even though the nade from Team Entity got him down to about 5 HP. Claws not able to help him out. He's got to hold him off. And now let's see what's going on the left one. The last match top fragger with over 2,000 damage just on the other side of this ridgeline. From to be announced, down to just a duo. But the Infinity Reapers finding Team Entity across the way, and the left one trying to get out of the spray from. And 90 from the top of that ridgeline. 90 now trying to get those shots across the way onto the duo from to be announced. So now let's go ahead and do the 1v1. So it looks like Samar 90. Rags is right in front of to be announced as they're coming right up and over the ridgeline. Let me see what the judge is doing. Judge just seeing the very top of the helmet. We still have Claws getting into the vehicle now, coming up and behind the other side, and Samir going out. So now we're down to 90 and Rags, the duo. 90 has Claws right there in his sight line. So judges still trying to figure out where the Infinity Reapers are. We do have the Infinity Reapers up to 5 eliminations. We've got to be announced up to 16 eliminations. Claws, judges in the gilly. So now let's go. Roll Rags. Rags is down to about 5 HP. They found him right across the way. The nade by Judges right up and over. So now it is just 90 versus Claws, and Judges and Claws finishing that match off. To be announced, coming in first with 18 eliminations, 10 placement points. There is a 28 bomb for Miramar alone. 28 more points to be announced. The Infinity Reapers coming in second at 5 eliminations, and Team Entity coming in third at 6 eliminations. Whew, GG top 3. Here are the rest of your scores. 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, 16 and 17. Going all out to be announced. Judges, here come the judge. 7 eliminations, 1,337 damage. So for tonight's final match of North America's Best Stars, we will be jumping one more time with to be announced. Shout out to Phoebe for rolling these rooms in the scores. She's juggling so much out there. Guys, please hit the like for these teams, these players. They are just insanely talented, and I will be right back. We'll go ahead and we'll put our last match top fragger. How's that? Onto the right side. That gives you guys an idea of what is happening, what kind of sight lines they have on each other. Now it looks like we've got some shots going across onto Rags, so let's see what's going on with Rags. He has been spotted by straight on Paul. He's got Casey and Spence straight across from him, but he's over here in the nade shack, and we still have Judges in the middle between the two other teams. Judges just keeping his head down, and our zone's getting ready to pop again. Let me go ahead and put that up there and give you an idea of where our new zone is gone. And I don't see this zone. We're in stage 9. Oh, the zone is gone, guys. So now we are pushing right on in. There are no more zones, guys. It is what it is. So these guys have to push in and fight. Who's going to be? We have 3 teams left. 8 players still remaining in this. We have a 3v4v1. Judges right there in center zone. We've got smokes coming out. They are all right around the way. And let me go ahead and scroll on up. See what we can see on this side. Think you guys can see most of the players this way. I think that might work okay. Give you guys that view of what is happening right on over here. I think that is, there you go. Now you can see the line coming across from straight out of Nepal, coming across the road, because we no longer have any zones. Once this starts to close, it is closing onto nothing. So let's get out. Oh, Wolf from that sight line up above. As I said, Wolf had that sight line coming on down, but Wolf gets found by 90. And now KC, as I said, he is hot tonight. He is up to 9 eliminations as he is trying to push in and across this. And here he comes straight into the Infinity Reapers and to be announced Judges right in front of him. So now he's still trying. Oh, Judges comes right out and around. Does find KC, and so now we're down to Judges versus. Oh, I think that was the Infinity Reaper. It was the Infinity Reapers coming in first with 9 eliminations, coming in second. Checking on the techie boy. What are you checking in over onto this side? We do have a bit of chaos down below. Let me see what Invincible is doing. He's keeping an eye right on the other side. And these are the 2 fights at the moment. We do have quite the cluster. Let me go ahead and put that map screen up there, give you an idea where your teams might be. It looks like Origins in a fight with Socrates now. I believe that is over here as well. Socrates, unless they went up onto that ridge. Let me see. Where is Socrates and Origins in this fight? I'm sorry, guys. I have not figured out the best way to get all these fights on the screen for you. I don't want to miss out on fights, but we're over on Shu Young. Shu Young is over here with Space Esports. He's trying to get away from that spray. Let's go on over to Phase 9. We do have Chaos. He is over here. Looks like by himself. Maybe has Ghost on the way, but Ghost is most likely going over to one of the recall centers. So now let's see what's going on with Vitality Pro. We have Mercury from above trying to get those eyes. Oh, shoo. Alright, so now let's see what's going on over here. As Klaus is coming across, and it looks like Balenci may have quite the angle up on top of the test track, keeping it. Look at this, he's right on the edge of zone as well. So now Space Leo up on top of that, still in that. Let's see, where is he? Still getting some of those eliminations. He's trying to get into the fight now. Leo versus Leo. We got Leo on the top of the roof and a Leo throwing nades up at the Leo. That's not confusing at all now, is it, guys? Not at all. Let's see. What am I missing? I think most of these fights, they are coming on in and through. So let me go ahead and put that up there. We're down to Space Chico. Chico is over at the recall center, though, trying to get everybody picked back up. Let's get on over to Lucky. Lucky is still over here at the test track, still trying to get those shots over on the Mad Esports. And it looks like To Be Announced is now in a fight. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the North America's Best Stars Winter Finals Match 5, Week 10. So tonight's final match. And are you ready to see the insanity of these scores? Coming in first, To Be Announced, 2 winner chicken dinners, 70 total points. Velocity at 56. Team Entity 54. Almost there at 48. There are your scores, and we are getting ready to roll on in. We're missing Team 7, 16, 17. Some of these teams. Oh, I'm guessing some of these teams may be down in here. So let me get that back over there. So there you go, guys. Whoo! Do you think To Be Announced are going to be taking it over again tonight? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Guys, please hit that like for these teams, for these players. Get them out in that algorithm. We do need more NA support. Alright, let me see what's happening. Because we're supposed to be starting. I don't see anybody else coming in. We do have just a duo for Team 19, the Pew Pews. Who Pew Pew is in my chat asking me 5th match. So he might be trying to get his teammates back on in out of the wows. You know that they love them wows. Phoebe typing. Phoebe on fire tonight with these rooms set up and ready to go. The scores on time for us. Guys, if you see her in the chat, shout her out because she is juggling it all perfectly. This time we're going to be headed into tonight's final match with To Be Announced judges. 7 elimination, 1,337. And as I said, they are still coming in. Let me see what's going on with this. So I will get these scores off the screen as soon as we start this. I think they asked for another minute to get the boys out of the WoW for Pew, because Pew Pews are up to three players now, and I think we just got a 4th player in for Pew Pew. Oh, nope, we lost one from the 7 Deadly Sins. We have them, and they're slippery little suckers. Oh, I need a new chair, guys. I need a new chair. If you guys had a good Valentine's Day, let me know in the chat. We are headed into... Oh, Phoebe's saying that's it. She's done. She is ready to go. So let's head on in this time. We are jumping with judges. So let's go, guys. Whew. Let me drink a little more water. Get judges on the screen. Judges on the screen. Come on, where's my mouse? There we go. There we have it. Tonight's final flight path coming up in just a matter of seconds. Let me get that map screen up there for you so that you can see tonight's final flight path as we head into Erangel. This is the North America's Best Stars. We're coming in from that southern side of the Sosnow got a military base going up and over the docks area, right over the school, between Rozak, the boatyard, and over the top of the shooting range. Any AFKs will be swimming with the fishes. So let me go ahead and scroll on in on my side, see how many teams we do get down in that military base area, because I know that these teams, we've got a couple of teams that like to go down there, like the Infinity Reapers, already off the plane and headed to the military base. We also have Socrates headed over towards Novo. Looks like Feta already off the plane along with Exceed. And let's see what else is going on. It doesn't look like too many players coming off too early. So I see 3 or 4 teams. And what is happening over here by Potato and Pachinki? Got Team Entity and Straight Out Nepal both headed over 2 different sides of Pachinki. So Straight Out Nepal headed down into Pachinki. Yeah, Straight Out Nepal, I think, are the only team headed to Pachinki. We've got Team Entity headed over towards Gaka. We got some chaos going on over here to be announced, jumping by themselves. And we got the Pew Pews. We're going to put Pew Pew from Pew Pew on the screen. You can see that we've got the 7 Deadly Sins, Mad Esports, the Pew Pews. They are all right here. And oh, what a toxic zone. Almost half of it is water. We are going off that northern coast, Severny Central zone. So a lot of these teams, especially the ones that are down in the military base area, they're going to have to come all the way up into zone. Good morning, Levu. Hello, hello. So now, let me go ahead and scroll on in. We are over at the school apartments, and we also have some fights going on with Almost There, Wolf going down. Let's get some of these side by sides. Try to catch as many of these fights as possible. We do have the fights over here in the school apartments. We do have Pew Pew from the Pew Pews on the left side, and Almost There down to just a duo with the Chosen across the way. We got Asta up to an elimination over onto Almost There. So Asta on your screen on the right. One of them from Mad Esports QQ. Good morning, Roxy. Roxy, big fan, Roxy. Let me get Dill. Where are you, Gil? Where are you? All right, so now let's see. Don't know why. Oh, Mad Noob going down to 1 HP from that nade from the Pew Pew. So now let me check in on Noob. Do you have any first aid? He's got 15 band-aids, boys. 15 of them. Let me get Millie on this screen. Millie eating some of that nade as well. Let's get the 7 Deadly Sins over here. Gil, where are you? Let me find out what is Nade doing. Nade. They are all trying to push in and across over onto the Pew Pews. Let me see what the Sultan is doing over here. Asta's still coming in on your right-hand side. And we also have Shing up to an elimination as well. Shing is pushing right up and into Almost There. You can see Wiz and 7 but 11 on this Western Apartments. And now Shing waiting for the rest of his team to catch up. And let's see what is Kyle doing over here. Kai, QZZ, trying to get those shots across the way onto Mad Noob and QQ. Dig QQ. Oh, we got Straight Out of Nepal. Straight Out of Nepal coming right up and into the apartments as well. And they're coming up and in right into 7 Deadly Sins. So now Wolf up to an elimination. They are just coming right up through. Bulls on parade. Wolf up to 3 eliminations now. Let me go ahead and put this on full screen. And now Wolf up to 4 eliminations. Wolf still pushing right up and in. Wolf going down, and we're down to just KC. KC, will be able to get Spence picked back up. And now, what kind of madhouse was that? Straight out of the ball, coming right on into the school apartments. Up to 6 eliminations. Still has a full 4-man team over here from Mad Esports. KC the Ninja going across the top. KC trying to figure out how many are right there down below him. Throwing those mollies right on top of Mad Esports. Oh, he's going to come right on down into QQ's face. QQ is right there in front of him. Can he come right up and in? Oh, he hears all this right in front of him. Spence is going down. KC trying to get those shots. KC taking another one down. So now Mad Esports down to just a trio. That Molly may be able to take one of them out as he is now going to go out the windows and around the way. And we still have a trio from Mad Esports. We do have Socrates also in a fight, but the fight is over here. KC looking to find out where all 3 of them are coming down from Mad Esports. Mad Esports throwing the nade. KC able to get out of that, get away from that. KC trying to stay out of the 2-man pushes as they are all coming right up behind him. So now he's on the outside of the apartment, a really rough place to be if anybody comes out around. Oh, he's able to get another knock. Oh, straight out of Nepal. What a push, though. Gee, straight out of Nepal. Alright, so Chosen up in Yasnaya did finish off that fight with almost there. Socrates in that fight down here with the Infinity Reapers. The Infinity Reapers down to just a duo. 2 of them getting taken out by Socrates. The Infinity Reapers are on both sides of these. Oh, here we go again. So now over here we have Team Entity coming right up and in where straight out of the ball just came blazing in. Bulls operate just busting right on through into it, and it does look like Team Entity are setting up for the push, trying to figure out how many are left from Mad Esports. Mad Esports, a trio going into it, but as you can see, Team Entity are getting into position, trying to figure out where everyone is. We still have the Apex Predators over in that South George crates area. We have to be announced, all scattered up by that Kameshki shooting range area. We've got, let's see, oh, look at that. We're going over to that western edge. So now, let me get this map screen up. And there you go, stage 2. And we do have the team all the way down on that bridge. So I think you can see where all your teams are. I don't think that Team Entity will be able to find Mad Esports now that everybody's on the rotations on out of there. I feel like Exceed and the Roaring Dragons. Let's go over to Brer. From the Roaring Dragons, they do have a team right behind them. It is Exceed right on their tail as they're coming up and over onto the cliffside. So it's really quiet at the moment. I'll go ahead and leave that map up for just a minute more so you guys can figure out if your teams are still in this. We still have 11 teams in this. We've got... Looks like Exceed has come up right behind them. Let's get back into the action, guys. You can see in the upper right-hand corner, Exceed cutting them off as they're getting ready to take over the compound. I thought they were going to stay along this cliffside, but to be announced now coming up from that western edge. To be announced, Exceed, Roaring Dragons right across, and judges! Judges, our last match. Top Fragger gets found by a duo from the Roaring Dragons. But here comes the rest of them. Claws and Blaze right on this other side. Velocity also coming up and along this ridge line as well. They are all taking the North Shore. We still have Exceed right on down below. We've got the Roaring Dragons right over here where Judges just got taken down. The Roaring Dragons trying to hold on. Ooh, what a spray right on out for Gamma. Tonight's first Top Fragger. A Nuxify across the way. Rare trying to get those shots up and over. We've got several places of chaos at the moment. Coming in from that north side over by Rozhawk. We also have another fight. Team Entity coming up right behind Mad Esports as they were coming over to that school area, and then coming up behind Team Entity, we also have Socrates coming into this zone. And now they are all coming right up and along this ridge, right along the cliffs of the north side of shooting range. And then there is your zone. It popped again. Shooting range to Severny. All along this coastline, we still have. We did lose the Was he the last match, Top Fragger? Oh, my head is starting to spin with all the chaos that is going on. Blaz and Blaze Salty taking the high ground cliffside on this very far west, and all these teams crashing right on down and in. Or swimming on through. We got Corona taking a bath. So now we do have the chaos over here at this compound for the recall center over to the south of Severny, as we've got Socrates coming right up and in onto Mad Esports, getting gate capped by Team Entity. Team Entity up on that ridge line. We got ASOP and Deep, both of them right up along this ridge, trying to gatekeep the two teams from coming. Deep following it along, getting that elimination. So now let's get on over to this chaos on this ridge line. Let me see if I can get some of this chaos over here, as we are all pushed right up and in on top of each other. Salty has been knocked, but we should be able to get Salty picked back up. Let me scroll on out, see if I can give you a better view of what is happening over on the north side of zone. The north side of zone, they are starting to shuffle on out quite a bit. They're starting to spread out, trying to get away, but we do have Team Entity also coming up from that south side in all this chaos. So you can see that they've really spread out on this coastline, on this north side. So you can see on this map though that they are still really crushed in. And now let's go ahead and head back over to that north side, because they have separated out. Let's get on over to Feta. Feta coming right up and in, right behind to be announced. Maybe just a terrible surprise for to be announced, as he's got this cliffside, but you can hear that, ooh, somebody's coming up right behind him. It was Claws in the vehicle, trying to come up and around, trying to figure out where they are. And we still have the chaos going on over onto that eastern side as well. We do have the Chosen coming into Mad Esports, and now these teams do have to push into that shooting range and over here onto the cliffs. And we do have, it looks like M is going to go ahead and get on down onto the shore of the cliff, just keeping their head on down. So now let's head on over to another fight, guys. Let's see what else is happening. We do have a Nuxify. Are you a solo? A Nuxify, a solo over on this North Shore. We do have Corona. Corona, who we got to see taking that swim, is over here bleeding out. So now let's see his teammate all the way over on the other side, trying to stay away from to be announced. To be announced, coming up and around. Claus gets knocked by the Apex Predator. I think it was Void across the way. Void out here trying to creep up onto to be announced. Void is getting covered by Pixel. Pixel all the way over here at the shelter area. The shelter area. Now, look at this. Corona gets found over on the other side by Feta. So now Feta is just a solo over on this side. And we still have them all pushing right up and in. We still have 10 teams in this. And Blaze is getting chased down by Feta, and Blaze is the last one still standing for to be announced. Claus and Salty taken down. Blaze headed straight over towards Velocity and a Nuxify, not too far away from the Infinity Reapers and the Chosen coming out of Yasnaya after beating the almost there. I thought he was gonna stop right across from Mad Esports. Mad Esports is right there, but they're not taking the shots. Now they're taking the shots. Blaze still working his way right on through, and now he is headed right up and in onto Team Entity. Team Entity right at the top of this. Blaze coming up right behind Deep at the top of this. So Deep should be able to see Blaze out his back window. That mirror better be working for Blaze and Deep. So now, let's go. Let's see what else is happening. They are all shuffling around trying to find their spots in the zone. Ooh, I think Blaze and Deep may be getting ready to get into that fight. The zone is getting ready to pop. We have 24 seconds, so I'm going to get that all ready for us. At the moment, everything is quiet. Ooh, and Nuxify gets found by the Roaring Dragons all the way at this northern side, so they get the shore to themselves in our zone. Now, getting ready to pop. Are we going to get a donut? Yes, we are. Tonight seems to be filled with donuts. Blaze getting followed around by Team Entity, as you can see. And the rest of these teams are doing the edge zone sweeps. We do have Exceed right over here in center zone in a compound. Not too far away from the Apex Predators, the Roaring Dragons, and the Infinity Reapers. So one of these teams most likely coming up into this compound. Blaze getting gate capped by Ace OP. Ace OP waiting to see him driving right around that ridge. So and here comes Blaze right up and over. Does Blaze know that Ace is right downhill from him? Let's go ahead and get Blaze on the other screen. Let's get a side-by-side of this fight. I feel like this is the next fight that's actually going to happen. So, let's see. Oh, I didn't click on him. Hold on. Hold still for a second. Alright, so Blaze coming up. Oh, we did get a fight. Oh, the Chosen. The Chosen are starting to go out to the blue zone in that fight over on the other side. Oh, the nades are coming up and over from Blaze, and now Ace throwing the smokes up and through. Ace also has 4 grenades and 2 mollies. He still has Deep on the move as well. Blaze getting ready to go down and around. I'm not sure Blaze is going to get into this fight. I think Blaze is making sure that they stay on top. So now, Let me see where the other fight is going on. The Apex Predator coming up onto Deep over onto this other side now. So let's see what Deep sees. Void right out the window. Void. Oh, Deep gets him down to about 5 HP, but here comes a molly right up and in, and that door does not open, and Void still right on that backside. Deep throwing that nade right up and over and missing Void one more time, and we still have 56 seconds for stage 5. Down to the last 7 teams. We still have the Roaring Dragons up in that north side. The Infinity Reapers exceed Central Zone. Blaze finds Deep on that from behind, and so now Deep trying to get on into this, trying to get Deep picked back up, and Blaze still across the way for to be announced. And then we still have a solo from the Apex Predator over on the very far west. Void getting ready to go ahead and get on out of there. He knows that Deep has that, or Blaze has that uphill vision. Look at this. He's got this edge right on over here, and we do have the Roaring Dragons. Brer coming up and in. Brer, oh, Brer, get over just a little bit. Brer eating some of that Blaze Zone damage. The Infinity Reapers are getting pushed up on over here at this nade shack. They've got the Roaring Dragons there. Look at this. All of them from the Roaring Dragons coming up over that ridge line and right across the way. Ooh, Scare. Scare was right there. Let me check in on this view. This Scare has a long way to go to get into that zone though. So now we do have Marco over on the other side getting into that fight, just trying to blast through the Team Entity. Marco's still pushing right up and in onto Team Entity. You can see him down to 1 HP. And Team Entity taken out by Blaze and Marco. Marco took himself out. So now the Apex Predators down to just a solo as they are coming up and in, and we still have 5 teams in this, so we are still scrolling right on in. And Blaze is getting pushed up on now, and look at that, right up and over the top of him. Brer going over. So we still have a trio for the Apex Predators all the way down at the southern side of the zone. And we still have Exceed in that compound. This Exceed still right there. The Infinity Reapers in that as well. So now let's go ahead and get on back. We can see that Blaze. Blaze taking Brer out of that car, but now the nades are still coming up and in. The Apex Predators coming across. Golu right across the way, still trying to get those smokes up and over onto Scared. Can he get Brer? So now Brer has been taken out. The Apex Predators coming in as a duo. Golu down to 1 HP. Just barely getting in from the spray from the top of the hill by the Apex Predators. And now we have all sorts of nade shacks. Let's go. Let me check in over here. On to Marco. Marco trying to get those eyes over on to Exceed. Exceed still getting zone blast. Still does not have to come out of that compound at all. So let me go ahead and put this map screen back up and show you what is going on. It is really quiet in tonight's final match, the late stages, but we're down to the top 4 teams. They are not on top of each other. They have breathing room to make it known where they are. So we got the Apex Predators. Oh, Exceed zone blast one more time. Exceed may have this. Let's see what's going on over here with Exceed. We do have them down to just a trio now. We did lose the spotlight. Swayze and Bimmy both have an elimination. Bimmy trying to keep an eye up onto the Apex Predators across the way. We have a 2v, 3v, 2v3. Let's get on back over to Scare. See what Scare is checking out across the way. We still have the Roaring Dragons that need to come on in, and the Apex Predators. We still have the Infinity Reapers down in the Nade Shack watching through all the little slits of the Nade Shack to see where they're coming. Marco on a push. Marco coming right up and in onto Exceed. So now Void at the top of the way. He does have to come on in, but he is watching right on down on the Roaring Dragons, as the Roaring Dragons are throwing those smokes up and through, and one of them gets a nice shot on the Void. So now let's see what's happening. I think Golu trying to figure out what's happening, and we still have the Infinity Reapers also keeping an eye on what is happening. 90 knowing that Exceed in that compound right to the south. We have 30 seconds left of this final zone. Golu just barely getting out of that in time as he is down, and there it goes. Golu taken out by Exceed. Exceed taking most of the Roaring Dragons out, and now the Infinity Reapers still in the zone. Also trying to get some of the Apex Predators as they're coming right up and in. The Apex Predators down to just Void. Void is the last one. Coming right up and in onto, woo! Does have that perfect 4-time scope onto the Infinity Reapers. We're down to the final 3 teams in this match. So now let me see if I can get a sky view for you guys. Let's get this over here onto the iPad. We have Void to the south. We got the Infinity Reapers over to that northeast side. All of the trio from Exceed. Oh, and there it goes. So now we're down to 90 and Rags down. No, they are right there on the edge, but Exceed does have to come on out, and Exceed is coming right on through now. So now Exceed on the push. We got 90 trying to get those shots across onto Exceed, as Exceed pushing into zone, taking over the zone. Look at the upper right hand corner. Exceed taking over the entire center zone area. 90 trying to get up and over towards the rock. He does have sufficient hard cover, but Bimmy right across the way trying to get those shots over onto him. So now Bimmy does have a decent angle, but let's see what's going to happen as the rest of them. Swayze also has an angle onto him, and we are down to the final, and it was Bimmy. There you have it. Exceed up to 8 eliminations, coming in first, coming in second, the Infinity Reapers. Coming in third, the Apex Predators, 7 eliminations. G top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, going all out. Exceed Bimmy. He was also the finisher. We got to watch him with that final nade. 5 eliminations, 374 damage. I really expected one of them from straight out of Nepal to be the MVP. The way they just forced their way into that School apartment was mind-blowing. Give me just a few seconds. Phoebe is on fire tonight. I should be right back with tonight's final scores. I'll be right back. With the Golden Eagles and a straight out of Nepal also in a fight. So now let's go side by side and figure out what's happening with Shikari finding the other Leo. So now let's go. Looks like Golden Eagles in a fight with 2B announced. We got straight out of Nepal also in a fight. Let's go. Let's see where all these fights going on. If I can figure out where they are, guys, because they are everywhere on here. They come in hard and fast. Let's get on over to the Region 8. Cloudy coming on through right by several teams. I saw several teams on the map by him in that cluster. Let's see if he can get that car right on through there. So now let me check in on Noob. Hello, Noob. Hello, Noob, my friend. Alright, let's go. Let's see what else is happening on this. Let's see what's happening, because it looks like the Ice Elves are now coming right up and into the test track. Right on in. Minnie trying to drive into the compound. And now Crip just got knocked. So now thank you once again to Hello Red Sad. Thank you again to Cloudy for telling me that his name is Crip. Oh, Minnie. Minnie gets found by Lucky. Let's check in on what Mickey is doing. Mickey over here at the recall. So now 777 the jackpot. So let's see what else has happened. We still have Mad Esports over here. We still have Socrates, and look at Shikari, guys. Shikari still coming in strong. Let me go ahead over onto the other one, see if I can get you an idea of what is happening. Our zone pops again. Let me just go ahead and put that up there for you so you can see what's happening. We have a lot of teams out here in the blues. They're coming right up and in. As soon as I get off of some of these teams, they get into another fight, and we still have Mad Esports over here, and it looks like the Ice Elves are no longer over here at the Neox factory. Mad Esports should be able to get their players picked back up. Let me see what's going on. Well, everybody back up and in. We got Techie Boy up to 2, Balik up to 2, and Newbie. Alright, so now let's see what else is happening. I feel like we're starting to slow down a little bit. Let's head on over towards Rain Esports. Rain Esports getting ready to come right up and in onto the Golden Eagles. And a Golden Eagles straight across the way. We got Zanti taking those shots overhead. Was that Geo? It was 0099. So let's see what's going on over here. Taking those shots right across on the MiGs, and we got Charis up at the top. And let's see what Charis is doing across the way. Big fan, Charis. If you know, you know. Claws in another fight with straight out of Nepal. Where is this chaos going on? Ooh, I see straight out of Nepal over here. Let's check in on KC, as they do have. Welcome back, everyone. Are you ready to see these scores? Coming in first to be announced, 77 total points. Coming in second, Team Entity 60, Velocity at 58. GG's tonight. These are unofficial live scores. These teams do have a chance to fight if there's any discrepancies, if they think they need more points. But thank you, everyone, for coming out and supporting these players, these teams. Region 8, the North America's best stars, and me. Gotta shout out to Phoebe. She did an amazing job tonight juggling it all. The rooms, the scores, she had it all for us. Please hit the like. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Love you guys.